What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. We got the birthday guy up top in the middle. Slimmy in the
Happy
building.
birthday, Slimmy.
Thank you, thank you, thank
I
you.
love the Elmo shirt.
Happy birthday.
Yes, I love it.
That's right. We
I
might
had
have
to.
Slimmy merch coming soon. I got Carrie, got my girl Molly, got Quentin, and my girlfriend Mika is in here. What's going on, y'all?
What's the word?
Everybody.
Hey, hey.
I
Oh,
hate
not
it.
the,
Oh man, long day. How was y'all day today? How was y'all last couple days? Y'all week so far?
It's good.
it was good. We celebrated my son's birthday yesterday.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what's up.
Oh,
So,
happy
yeah.
birthday to him.
Well,
Aries.
I don't know. His birthday is his birthday is really March 27th. Um, but we do this thing with my kids when they have a certain age. If we got to move it back, we don't tell them it's their birthday yet. We just kind of scoot it back. So we had to scoot it back to yesterday.
Hmm.
But he didn't care. He was happy to turn 6 yesterday.
Okay, that's what's up.
oh, he young. Okay, that's how you got that off. Okay, because a teenager would have been like, "Nah, champ."
No, actually, my 10 and 11-year-olds, it's over for them. They picked up on it when it was over for my daughter for her ninth birthday. We celebrated on Halloween. So we had her birthday, then she went trick or treating. She was like, my birthday has never been on the same day as Halloween. So it was a wrap.
Got him.
So yeah.
So what else is going on? Y'all, you know what? Y'all like the greatest friend group in the world because y'all don't really never had no problems. That's what I notice about y'all. Mm. Do y'all have anything that y'all concerned about that's happening in society, politics, anything? Is there anything that's going on in y'all life that y'all be like, you know what, this is not so? Am I the only person that's having problems in real life, or is everybody else cool too?
Have problems every day. I just keep them off the internet.
Okay, I'm with that. All right. I just want to make sure that I'm not alone here. All right. So we all in the same space. I know Slimmy don't have no problems right now because it's his birthday, so everything is going well for him.
Yep. Everything out the window. Don't matter. Don't nothing matter.
Yeah,
It's all positivity today.
I like
Yep.
that. All right. Let me pull up my dog 2K real quick. What up, 2K?
Hey.
Oh,
That nigga 2K been online for a solid 8 hours.
Man, no
2K
rap.
working, baby.
Shit.
Swear.
Hell yeah, I just got off a show.
Woo. Woo-wee. That boy
2K
cleaned
working. How was
up.
it? What show was you on?
I had a show, and then I did Fatty show for like 4 hours. And I
Okay.
had a morning show. That was like 2 hours. But it's just one of them days, bro.
So you putting in the Anton type work then?
Yeah. Just can't edit.
Yeah, I like that. All right, that's what's up. Anything else, y'all, before we get started with the show?
Oh, happy birthday, Slimmy, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me again. No, for real. It seemed like everybody told me happy birthday. I didn't even get to go to Facebook, man. It was so crazy on Instagram.
Let me know, bro, if you can't finish the night out right, bro. I still got my back page account. I can send some over there.
No, we don't need. No.
Telling you, bro, it worked. It worked the try.
A lot of people too young to even know what Backpage was.
I thought they shut Backpage down.
They did.
It's called
that shit over.
It's called List Crawlers.
I only know it because of Pamela.
Yeah, they rebranded.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
You gotta keep up the time, bro.
No, I don't need that time. I don't need that time. Hell no.
Right. Well,
I signed up for a new gym membership today. My homeboy opened up a gym.
Nice.
And they pinched my fat today. It was a humbling experience.
They took your one ab.
It was like, nigga, dang, nigga. Shit.
Did it tickle?
Yeah, man. Tell me I'm on it. Nigga, I thought I was in shape, nigga. I was like, nah, nigga, this back area needs some work, nigga.
Oh.
What they say your BMI was?
He ain't gonna say.
Like 19.
No, they didn't.
No,
Did they really? I'm about to say,
no,
they didn't.
No, they didn't. 19 plus 20.
Whoa. I'm down a bunch too. I'm down from 275 to 239.
Dang.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Wait till you can't really see me because I'm sitting down, but when you see me in person,
you don't look that big.
Oh, by the end of June, it's a wrap. That's like right in the middle of track season. Nigga, I'd be like the smallest every summer.
It's like my thing got bigger and my stamina crazy now. Oh shit! I'm talking about I just be killing Sarah. Like you said, don't choose not a chance no more, bro.
What?
Hey, it was worth it. Worth it, bro. You got to lose a couple pounds. I'm telling you, I'm a different nigga now.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel a difference. Sure.
That is so funny.
Like I got jumped out the back of my truck the other day and my knees didn't hurt.
You know what?
That's the thing. That's the thing. When your joints don't hurt like they normally do.
I crawled up in the back of that truck with no. Usually I like make a noise. Like usually when I gotta make big movements, I'm like, ugh! Like I kind of like make a grunt. I don't be grunting no more. Nigga. I ain't clapping
walk before you get up.
I ain't clapped no cheeks since I've been in this. Let's see how that is.
It used to feel like my heart was gonna go out, so I had to stop. But now I'm like I'm straight. Yeah, it's worth the life change. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
No, I don't like to walk, Mika. It's stupid.
That's what's
not when I get up anyway.
What we got on the agenda for today, man?
Oh man, we got a lot of shit on the agenda. It's gonna be fun.
Oh man,
a lot of topics. I had invited somebody. I don't know if he's gonna pull up or not. Because we had a little back and forth on TikTok last night. I was up at like 4 a.m. last night. I was up till 4 a.m. last night. So then I wound up going live for the first time on TikTok with somebody, and it was somebody that I was basically going back and forth with about pandering to women. So he asked me to send a link. I didn't know if he was going to actually pull up, so I sent it and said, if you want to pull up at any time, you can. So we'll see what happens. Because I like diversity. That's my new word, diversity. I like diversity of thought of an opinion, and I don't want to live in an echo chamber, so I like to hear other people's opinions and stuff. So we'll see what happens. But got a lot of different subjects that I want to cycle through. We're gonna get to Michelle Obama fighting divorce rumors. We're gonna get to that. first thing I want to go through before we really deep dive into any of the relationship stuff is this conversation about Karmelo Anthony, the kid down in Texas, and Austin Metcalf, which is the kid that wound up dying, right? So I'm gonna play this video. It's one of the most recent videos that's been released, and then I want to get y'all thoughts on the whole issue because, well, I'll explain in a minute. Let me share my screen, and then we'll go from there. All right. There we go.
For Karmelo Anthony will be facing off with Collin County prosecutors. That's going to happen Monday morning in a courtroom. They hope to convince a judge that the 17-year-old who was accused of fatally stabbing another student during a track meet last week is entitled to a reduction of his current $1 million bond. Anthony's lawyers also visited the track where the stabbing happened today, and they did that, they tell us, to help prepare for the hearing. And only our J.D. Miles was there with them.
Attorneys Kim T. Cole and Billy Clark walked through Kirkendall Stadium Thursday, gathering evidence and surveying what last Wednesday morning was a Frisco police crime scene. An altercation between two high school track athletes led to a stabbing that resulted in one dead and another charged with murder.
We just really want to get in our clients' shoes and see what the environment was like. I know it's a beautiful day today. It wasn't anything like it was on April 2nd, but we want to see what it was, what he was going through, just kind of get an idea of, what he saw, what it looked like.
Anthony's attorneys urge the public to avoid rushing to judgment and assuming their client is guilty.
We're still praying for the family, and we also want to ensure that justice is served equally. So that's what we're hoping for.
Anthony claims he stabbed Austin Metcalf in self-defense. His attorneys say their first priority is getting the 17-year-old who's been in the Collin County jail for more than a week released on bond.
Our next big step is Monday. But he's doing as best as he can under the circumstances.
Part of what they hope will convince the judge to lower the bond is their client's young age and his lack of any previous criminal history. Meanwhile, the church which hosted a vigil for Austin Metcalf has had to curtail student activities because of online security threats. Both the victims and the suspects' families also report receiving online harassment and threats. In one case, a fake 911 call sent police to their home.
Guilty! That nigga is guilty!
I can't hear you, Anton.
My bad, bro. I'm assuming that most of us are pretty much familiar with what's going on as far as a lot of videos, a lot of details, a lot of chatter online. But now it's turning into a black versus white racial issue. I'm hearing that they've raised over $300,000 for his GoFundMe, courtesy of black people and black women. And a lot of people are on different sides of the fence. And I want to get y'all thoughts and ideas on what y'all think about this whole situation.
This is not a black or white thing. They trying to label it George Floyd 2.0. This is a clear right and wrong thing. The nigga was wrong, okay? In every stage of our life, we have bullies. I had a bully in daycare, a bully in elementary, middle, high school, even collegiate, and then at work. You have had a bully on every level. You don't murder them. You don't murder them. And at one point, all of our kids are somebody bully. Do our kids deserve to get killed? Or let's play devil's advocate. Let's flip it. Let's say Austin killed Karmelo. Is it self-defense now, black people? Because that's not, and I ain't gonna say black people. It's black women who was defending this crazy ass rhetoric that this boy was defending himself, and he thought that getting a knife and killing him was the only answer. Who else do a spontaneous behavior like that? Nobody but women. That was a woman thing to do. He probably was raised by a woman, and he doing what they'll do, and that's just what it is. The little nigga was wrong. It's sad. I sympathize for him, but that was wrong. It's not black or white.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree 1000%. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm. We can hear you.
Yeah, I agree 1000%. I was just talking to somebody about that today because everybody's talking about it from a black and white issue, like 2K said, but I do really think that maybe in his mind he thought something, and I'm thinking you're looking at two young boys, you're looking at two teens, and from what what is being said, it's like they both, had some level of, well, I'm a grandstand, and the boy Karmelo seemed to up the ante with the knife, saying touch me and wait and see and all that other stuff. And I'm just like, what for? Right. But I reserved a lot of my talks because everything hasn't come out. And a lot of people like to say what happened, what didn't happen, what's going to happen when they haven't seen all the information. And I'm seeing a lot of people online saying this happened, that happened, that happened, and then I'll go read actual paperwork and none of that is on there. So I'm mostly reserving what I really want to say until I have more facts. But just from the surface of it, it just seemed like he reacted in something that's similar to what teenagers do all the time.
Mika, some stuff you don't have to wait for all the details. It was a fight, a life fight.
Right. Right. That's what I said from what I can see. When I can see, like I'm saying I'm not going deep dive because I'm seeing all these deep dives, right? Where they're like, oh, well, he has been getting bullied and that's why he's been bringing, like, how do you know that? Like who's telling you guys this? How do you know that he's getting bullied? How do you know what's happening? Because just from the surface, he's like, he's at a tent, right? He's at the tent of the other team and he's supposed to be with the other team because he goes to the other school. What is the purpose of you even being under that tent? Right? Like, why are you sitting with the other team in the main tent instead of even on the bleachers or wherever else? Like, why are you in there in the first place? And then they're asking you to leave from what the main story says. They're asking you to leave, and you're like, I don't have to. Like, what is all of that? For what? Like, why? When you can just get up and leave, why do you want confrontation? So I want to know more about that, like all of that. I want to hear like what the witnesses had to say.
I'm not mad at him for even wanting the confrontation. I'm mad at him for how he handled it. All right, because if you know that you for to get into a combat, hand-to-hand combat, that's cool. Be confrontational, handle it that way. But to take his life was nonsensical because this wasn't that type of fight. That's like you got on boxing gloves and you pull out a gun and start shooting. No, this ain't that. And you know it. You know you're the only person with a knife on the whole campus because you don't supposed to have it here.
Yeah, right. And then people are online talking about, well, he's black. He from the hood. You don't know how it feels to be this and this and that. It's just like all of this. It's like if you're gonna be confrontational and he's putting his hands on you. Okay, go ahead and fight. Punch him in the face. Whatever, whatever. Why are you upping it to the fact of a knife?
Right.
Like I don't. That's the part I don't understand.
See, now this the thing about like all my roots are in the hood. So when I voice something like this, I get like major black backlash. Because like they have literally made it a tribal thing. Like they cannot see past their feelings. And when I tell them, okay, well, go stab your grandma. That's the biggest bully in the fucking family. She get to say what she wants or who she want, when she want to do it. Go shake her up.
But people are like, well, he put his hands on it, so keep your hands to yourself. If that is the case, most of the teens here in DC should be stabbed up all the time. Okay, they put their hands on people, they rob people, they take people's stuff, they touch people's stuff, and then as soon as something happened to them, well, they're just children. They're just so why is it different in this case? Why is everything different when it comes down to white or black? Because it's not different when the kids are doing something against other people, adults, white people, whatever. Like I'm just trying to figure out why it's all of a sudden different that you get to escalate from essentially a physical fight or somebody touching you physically to a knife. I don't understand that.
I don't know. You on mute, bro?
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was speaking about something else. Carrie, your thoughts?
I agree with what they're saying. When I first heard about this, it was in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and the way it was positioned, it almost looked like it was positioned like somebody wronged this black boy. So at first I didn't pay attention to it. Then when I read it, everybody in the comments were saying like he was defending himself. He's been picked on and bullied and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, what's the law in Texas regarding self-defense? But then I started seeing the actual articles. And when I read one of the articles, which, I don't know, I get it, media could lie or whatever, but that's when I got the details that y'all are talking about. So when I learned that they went to two different schools, that was just weird to me, because normally when I think of bullying in schools, you're at the same school as a person. Like, I wouldn't think you would call somebody a bully unless there's a constant something. I'm not saying that somebody can't bully you once, but I'm trying to understand, if they're at two different schools, how has he been bullying him? That was my first question. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw the situation with the tent and him sitting under the tent, coming from where I come from, like where you sit during football games, where you sit during basketball games, where you sit, especially if you attend the school, that's a thing. So if you come sit and you're sitting under a tent, like I'm just talking about, you're sitting on our side, you're coming and you're sitting under a tent. To me, you're trying to communicate a message. Like you're sending a clear. I don't even care if you have friends under there, unless people know that you're like cool. That's an issue. Excuse me, that's an issue. So I'm not saying that it's right if somebody started to antagonize him. I'm just saying I would like to think that everybody who goes to schools, and especially if you're an athlete, I would like to think some level of the etiquette, such that if you sit under somebody else's tent and it's not your team, somebody's gonna have an issue with you. Now,
the track culture ain't like that. It's like when you go to events, everybody be everywhere. And
no, because we had track teams. No, I mean, it might be different where you went to school. And yeah. I'm not saying that it means a fight is going to break out per se. I'm just saying that when you are where I went, when you're in compete mode, you stay with your school, we stay with our school. Like, that's just what it's been. I'm just saying. So that said, though, once I heard about the knife, I'm like, okay, either he was bringing, like, why do you have a knife, especially at a track meet? Because I will say, 2K, of the sports, track is like the least attended. It's not, it's not as big and all amped up or whatever as, say, a basketball game. So in my mind, I'm like, why are you bringing a knife to a track meet? What's that about?
You can't have a knife on campus, period, on school.
Well, I mean, yes, correct. I agree with you. So to me, it just seems like he was looking for something to go off, something to happen, regardless of how, if the twin said something or the other twin said something. To me, he was looking for something to happen. And then again, I don't know what the laws are for Texas in particular. So I don't know if it's, you have to meet like weapon for weapon or whatever like that. I don't know that. So that would be what I would look at in terms of like him being wrong legally. But in terms of moral, I think that he was absolutely wrong for it. If you wanted to fight. But even that to me would have been unnecessary. But to stab, and now, and what tripped me out, like, I get it, the attorneys are trying to at least get him bail, but people in the comments are like, free him. I mean, even now, I see Carrie doesn't know anything about the situation. That's the other thing that's so funny. How do y'all know? Like, who? This is again one of those things. Unless you were there, you know, like, how are people saying you don't have all the details? You don't, and I don't. But like, where are you getting this stuff from? So I'm with you, Mika, on maybe as more details come out. But all in all, just from a surface level, I don't think it was called for, and I think he put himself in a stupid situation for no reason. So.
Yeah, Molly. He gambled. Like I feel sorry for him because I know it wasn't no heavy male presence in his life. Because that is not how you handle conflict resolution at an age like that. You got like I used to have a Great Dane dog, and the way I had to train him because he was super big, I had to be on him. And if you got a black son, the way you have to train him, you have to be on him because his margin for error is extra small. So I know he didn't have a heavy male presence because the way he reacted was of a baddie on Zeus Network. Anytime they got a disagreement, they just get to straight to throwing hands. Like, how is this conducive? And so, like, I feel bad for him because he didn't really have a chance. I don't even know his situation, but I could tell you he didn't have a strong male presence in his life.
Molly, Slammy.
I haven't really done much research on the whole situation. I think it's unfortunate. I really think it's sad for both families. And because they were children, I don't understand why he would be walking around with a weapon. I don't have much to say about it.
That's fair. Birthday boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. I kept seeing that shit pop up. I just stayed away from it. I already knew it was just gonna be like real bad. I know it was gonna be some race baiting involved. I'm just like, man, a black boy killing a white kid, or whatever. I don't even know if it was a white kid. A black boy killing another kid of a different race. I'm just like, they gonna race bait this shit, and if that boy is wrong, nobody's going to hold him accountable. They just gonna try and make excuses for him, and that's just what it's. That's what it seems like is going on. I just try to stay away from it, bro, because like honestly, it's a sad situation, and the public are gonna make people pick sides against children, and it's gonna be, and it really is just like a right or wrong thing. It don't have nothing to do with no race. It's just what's right and what's wrong, and it's not going to end up being that way. And that's the sad part. You know, as kids, like having knives and stuff, man, like man, that was for gang members.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was for gang members. Like we would duke it out, and you supposed to duke it out, and it's supposed to be over. You supposed to be like, all right, you got me, or I whooped on you. If you want to do it again, we're gonna do it again. Somebody losing their life and getting stabbed, though, that was just kind of like unheard of, except, you know, with gang members and shit on the street. So this is kind of it's showing you how far shit has really gone and how out of control we've allowed kids to become. They aren't kids anymore. If he's walking around with a knife.
Yeah.
Nah, 2K.
No. I'm not gonna lie. At a young age, I was walking around with more than a knife, but the difference was I wasn't emotional. Like I knew the problem I had in my pocket. I knew everything that came with it, and I knew there was a consequence behind doing something with this problem in my pocket. I had everything laid out. It was worst case scenario. So to say walking around with a knife at 17 is wild. That's people have done way more.
That's true. Yeah, I'll give you that. You're right. You're right, because I had a knife when I was like 13 or something, but I didn't stay in a safe environment either, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally different. It's
Quentin,
yeah.
Thoughts? You muted.
Yeah, he went.
I think he woke up and wanted to kill a white person.
I knew he was gonna take it there.
I mean, listen, I finally, I mean, somebody said something
I think, like, for you went to a track meet with a knife and then you provoked somebody else. Like, you wanted to kill somebody when you went to that track meet. Plain and simple.
I know how to put myself in a position to where I can get a confrontation and get somebody.
And he did it. And he literally did it. And
But that's why I asked that.
Put myself in a situation that if I'm looking for action and I want to blame it on you, I know how to get you provoked to where you will jump out the window.
But that's why I asked why, like in high school, it's like Carrie said, that was a big thing, right? Where you sat with your teams, all of that. So why was he on the other side and under the tent? They're like, it's raining. As teenage kids, we didn't care about the rain or this and that. And even if you did, why not run to your team side?
I just told you he wanted to kill
somebody. I don't, but that's what I said when I started. Like, I don't understand why you want that conflict. And then when they start saying, oh, leave, people are like, well, who are they to tell him to leave?
Y'all are asking too many questions. It was all too easy. I brought a knife. I sat under your tent. You told me to leave. I told you not to hit me and I stabbed you. It was all like right in order.
So Q did it. Do you think the end game of him waking up was to murder a white boy?
Yep. That nigga went to sleep and that nigga thought about it at nighttime. So he probably getting bullied by a white person. He's I'm gonna kill a white person today.
I think he was trying to say
that's what we say about white people when they kill black people. So why can't it be across the board? He wanted to kill. It don't happen a lot. He wanted to kill a white person there. I'm just saying. Everything was like it was too easy how everything just like worked in a row. Like, why else would you bring a fucking knife to a track meet?
The crazy part is what's so funny is this story is being, spread across all social medias and things like that. But the story about the 4 black girls that drugged that white woman in that car when they took it from her and drug her like blocks, and then she died in the middle of the street.
I didn't even heard that.
Exactly. That story got up and disappeared, right? And then when they went to court, they laughed at the family. The mothers were in there telling them to stop. They laughed at the families because they knew because they were teens that they weren't going to get a long sentence. And they were in there laughing, talking about the white lady, like, she did, whatever, like in court while the judge is sentencing them. That story got buried. And it was like the lady, you can see it on the camera. The lady begged for her life. And they still jacked her and they just drug her.
A lot of people, I think as creators, what I've been saying is that I think that a lot of people are falling into the pressure of what they think people want to hear. And I think that that's what make this a difficult conversation, because people are trying to navigate satisfying people's thirst for. People want to make this a race issue, and it's not, in my opinion. I don't think it's a race issue. I think that he wanted action. He wanted some level of confrontation. I don't think that he knew that it was going to escalate to this point. I don't think that he knew that he was going to actually kill somebody. And this is just all speculation, right? We all speculating because nobody was actually there. So everybody is going to be an armchair quarterback, but it is a major issue in the culture and the society. And I think that the biggest issue is that we don't teach our children emotional intelligence. We don't teach them how to deal with confrontation. We don't teach them that it's okay for you to contact, somebody else or call the authorities, or it's cool to be able to walk away. And I think that we as adults project how we would handle a situation because we have drama and we have issues that are unresolved, and we hateful, and we hate white people a lot of times, and we hate different people and bosses and everything, or maybe people that have been bullied in their lifetime and they haven't gotten over it. And so we're projecting that onto younger people and thinking that they are supposed to operate in the same mindset as you are. And the reality is that they are impulsive. They haven't been taught a certain type of way. And just because you had your father in your life don't mean that they're situationally aware or that your father is really participating in the way that he's supposed to. So I believe personally that this is a unfortunate event where you got somebody who lost his life that didn't know he was about to get stabbed. And then B, you had somebody that didn't have any kind of impulse control, or he wasn't situationally aware. He hasn't been taught how to deal with confrontation. And then C, I think our culture pushes violence in the name of self-defense because they're angry and they haven't dealt with their own issues. And I think that as content creators, most people are afraid to have the real conversation or to tell their opinion, regardless of what side you stand on, because people are so angry that you don't agree with them. And I don't care. I'm just going to say what I believe and what I feel. And the worst part about it is all of these armchair quarterbacks are saying it is self-defense. Well, he going to need all the self-defense he can get if he get convicted and he go to prison, because he going to get that ass up. He going to be giving that ass up for a real one. So you can have all of the rhetoric and the self-defense that you want, but the fact of the matter is that they going to be charging him as an adult, and ain't no getting out when you 18, and he going to be giving that ass up in prison. So people can say what they want to, but ain't nobody going to be putting no money on his books.
I think our people want to try to get slavery back in one day. Like, anytime a situation happen, like with a white person, it's like we need to be right to justify what happened all these years ago. It's like it's crazy, bro. Like, when I'm speaking logical to my people, and I'm just met with ridicule for no reason. Like, no matter how many facts I present, it's like, nigga, like I'm Uncle Tom now. Like, nigga, first of all, you ever read the fucking book? Uncle Tom wasn't even the guy.
He wasn't. You're right.
He wasn't. It was Sambo snitch ass.
Yep.
So like, I hate it, bro. But like, they want us to get the 400 years back, where every time a black person do something to a white person, and that should be justification for doing what you did. Let them go. But whatever.
It seems like we need more tools in our toolbox. My dad used to teach us about like increasing the number of tools that you have, because I'm just looking at even some of the comments. It's weird. It's kind of weird how people are hopping over any accountability for Karmelo and only to these two twins. Like, this one guy said he didn't go there looking for action. Shake my head. He literally got jumped by the twins a couple of weeks prior. He should be charged with manslaughter, not murder.
How'd you get jumped by twins at another school?
But where do you get that information from?
I don't know, Mika. Somebody else said, look at the video under the tent. I don't know. Maybe there's a video of under the tent. I don't know. It could be. But my thing is, even with that, like, little do you know, you're making it even worse. You're making it look even worse for Karmelo if he did get jumped.
Facts. To see, they thought that they was cooking on that shit, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you're making it premeditated.
It makes it even worse, because now it makes it look like you premeditated the whole situation and you were really looking for a confrontation. If that be true, now you really fucked.
Exactly. So it just, I don't know. It's just the guy. I don't even know if it's a thing, 2K, of parents, if he has parents or not. Because some people are saying his parents were there, like he had his mom and his dad. If his parents' philosophy, and I'm not putting on his parents because they might be totally shocked and surprised at his behavior. I'm not saying it. I'm just looking at the mentality of adults. I'm assuming most of the people in the chat are adults. It's sad that that's the alternative. It's like, we're black, so anything we do is justified, is right, it's okay, and anything white people do against us is wrong, and that's just that. Like, bottom line, that's just
if
unfortunate.
You brought a knife intentionally in your bag to use, family, that shit is, you knew what was up. It was up.
Now, what I am proud of the culture about is the money they raise. And across the board, anytime we see white, Asian, anybody mess up, we see they people send bukus of money to get them out they shit. So for now, I don't like the ridicule. Why y'all sending money for a murderer? Like, no, we still with our people now.
Miss
Who was our people?
Miss Sanchez said she stabbed somebody in high school and they just sent her to alternative school.
Yeah, if they live, that's common behavior. Like I got stabbed with a pencil by a girl. They sit the hell to ISS.
Just because you black don't mean that you my
In
people.
school suspension, nigga.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
That's what I said. About them black girls.
Like, how come is? Well, I ain't even gonna go down that path.
But the Texas law for like stand your ground, it said the use of force has to be reasonable and proportionate to the threat. So you can't stab a nigga.
So if he's saying he put his hand on his, he went to like put, you know how you like try to yoke somebody up. So that's what he's saying. So if he's saying that somebody try to yoke him, how do you equate that to putting a knife in somebody's heart?
I don't think he knew.
Well, and he said according to the report, it said that he told the cop that he said he was gonna put his hands on me. I told him, don't put your hands on me. He put his hands on me and then I stabbed. So to me, they're gonna have a hard time. Like I could see the prosecution being able to argue that he had an opportunity if he felt threatened in a situation to get up and leave. Now I know people are saying he got jumped, he couldn't move or whatever, but unless the video shows he could not get up and walk away, they're gonna be hard pressed to prove that he was he was threatened by staying sitting there.
That's how it is here in Maryland. Like you have to have, it has to be reasonable, and you have to have you have to try to flee. If I have a way out, I have to try to get that way out. Like if you corner me and I have no other choice, that's the only way I can get out, then it is what it is. But if I can leave and walk away,
I don't know how difficult.
That's what I was thinking. Nigga, it takes a whole lot to go through some flesh.
You know how much force you have to stab somebody
one time?
It's gonna pop crazy, bro.
They might get him off on some insanity shit just because of that, though. When you think about it,
I know a lot of people think that they George Zimmerman. You gonna try to do some shit under the stand your ground and your ass going to jail,
bro.
I know that y'all think that y'all can get away with this shit. I know we got a lot of library lawyers in the chat and shit. You gonna do some shit and ain't nobody gonna come and save you, fam. Y'all have no clue. And the thing about it, and again, I know that the laws is different in every state, but here's what I know. When I took my classes, my CPO class, they said, listen, family, this pistol that, y'all concealed carry, y'all think that it's a broad, observation of what defending yourself look like. It is a absolute last resort. You better be running. You better be, somebody better be coming in your house. If it's you just getting into with somebody and somebody put their hands on you or whatever, so on and so forth, they said the goal is to preserve life. It is a last absolute resort, and you got to be feeling like you're about to die for you to utilize this weapon and force. Otherwise, you are going to jail. And they beat that into your head over and over and over again. And so again, I don't know about the laws in y'all state. I know in Michigan it might be a little bit different, but a lot of people loosely interpret what they think is the law, and it's a lot of niggas going to jail as a result of it.
My dad was a cop for 35 years, and he pulled his gun one time.
There you go.
Like niggas out here talking about I need a gun for protection, nigga. No, you don't.
No, if you're a person that has a gun, like that when you pull it, you better be planning to use it.
And then when it pertains to women, they say women are more likely to get their own gun used against them than to protect themselves.
Yeah. So.
Maybe that's just women that don't know what they're doing.
I had a dude make a threat to me and pulled up to my crib.
Don't hate.
And I asked the police, what could I do? They said nothing. Like you got to get that paperwork right, bro. If that paperwork ain't right, you do anything to that man. Like if he could be right in front of your house. If he don't step in your yard, you can't do nothing. He could be making all the threats he wants to. Yeah. So you got to have that paperwork right, man.
All right, well, let me go ahead and read the super chats. I'm gonna bust these down. Happy real N-word birthday to my dog Slimmy. Shout out to MP. We appreciate you. My guy Classy B says happy birthday, Slimmy. I pray God blesses you with many more. Tariq Walker says, happy birthday and many more to you, G. Yashua says, 2K, what did you do to lose weight?
Eat less calories.
Eat less.
Same thing everybody do to lose weight. Nigga, what you mean?
P. Rothstein 216 says 2K was 100. Why couldn't he just steal on him one day when he had his back turned, or just say F it and just fight him? These YNs are scary and weak, scared to take an ass whoop, and he going down for this. Rio says motherfuckers gonna be real mad when Lil Mello get 40 years. I don't give a fuck what you look like. Wrong is wrong. Raheem says somebody get Uncle Ruckus bearded ass up out of here, country ass. Billy Go Gruff says if it was any of these black people's kids, they would all say that he only pushed them and he didn't have to stab my child. KC2 Toxic says good to see you and Myron show respect to each other yesterday. God bless you, Anton. Big Hurt says give them the due process like the white folks give their children due process. Let's not forget about Carl Rittenhouse, who went looking for trouble with a gun and was found not guilty. Just my 4 cents says blacks normalize extreme violence. AR Smitty says happy G-Day, Slimmy Hardaway. Appreciate all of the gems and the wisdom, homie.
Thank you, bro.
Falafel Bay says, what up, Daniel Lights? Word Custom says, if he was bullied in the past and brought a knife and used it, seems like the cause for premeditation wasn't equal force for self-defense to me. Fat Joe in the Tether Squad says, whole panel was ignorant to the situation clearly. Fat Joe, apparently he has more insight than we do. Fade TV, we appreciate you. He says, if you ever ran track, you know each teams have private tents. They have the
private, whatever.
They have the right to ask you to leave, number one. Number two, this was in the richest public school districts in Texas, Frisco. Does this mean we should only push homeschool to private school for our children?
No, you're stupid. Take your $50 back.
No, don't take your $50 back.
My
bad. We appreciate your Fade TV. The trade he said, if he wasn't in Oak Cliff, both families live in Frisco. So why would you bring a weapon to a Frisco track meet? Yashua says hiding under a tent is the equivalent of a guerrilla style attack. Trying to attack when someone can't see you coming is assassination, not self-defense. Chris Cunningham says these kids scared to shoot the 5. MC Heavy Tits, what up? Haven't seen you in a while. Says to be fair, the length of the knife was not illegal for being carried on campus. It's not going to be self-defense because he invited the confrontation. Antoine Walker says he brought the knife in a public space and committed murder, ran when he got caught. Ran when caught. He said he did do it. He did it. No accountability for us blacks. Diddy still in jail, no evidence, and y'all saying free Mello. Maury says we have a lot of violent, high impulsive, shout out to Maury, high impulsive, emotionally fragile people walking around in society. These people are dangerous and unpredictable. MC Heavy Tits in the building says if you read the police report, he was friends with someone on that team. We don't have to paint narratives. Ellis says they are only defending Karmelo because the boy was white. Blacks kill blacks every day with no funds being raised for their bail. Rashawn Irving says he's innocent until proven guilty. Watch the video from inside the tent. Prof. Dottie says, remember when Slimmy camera froze and he was looking retarded and you said, hey, y'all, look at Slimmy. I laugh at that till this day. Niggas be saying anything. Tyra the Tyrant says he showed up to a track meet with a weapon and sat in opposing team's tent. Buddy was talking real tough before taking someone's life. Lock him up. We're going to fix these boys the hard way. Mioli says, why y'all only looking for fault in the black kid? Mr. Bubbles is in the building. Shout out to Mr. Bubbles. I'm going to bring you up, Shannon, in a minute. Says, do you all believe this is a reach? I think emotionally unstable people are a plague on society. Greatness to Work says details from other witnesses. The twins tried to jump the kid. Race became an issue when they tried to make the black kid look bad, white kid good, when a black kid was actually a good kid. He says he got jumped in a tent. Parents who was there with their kids said he saw it. Word Custom says y'all wasting y'all breath. These are the same Negroes with free cousin Ray tees on. When Ray shot 5 people and sold drugs, pure ignorance. Son of the Sun says black people love Friday. Was Pops right? Are black men pussy? I am Tiffany Elaine. What up, Tiffany? Says this should be a lesson. for the young and the old. Leave people alone. You don't know what mind space people are in, and you can't control how they will respond. Chris Cunningham says there is no argument. These were kids fighting, one with a weapon and one with no weapon. There is no self-defense in this. It was premeditated. Ella says, to the people defending Karmelo, I'll say this. I know God gives free will, but it's still amazing when people choose to be stupid. Rio says, I'm trying to see how you get jumped and it ain't no bruises and nothing on your face. Just a brown girl in America, my girl says, our community has one of the worst undiagnosed cases of mental health issues that has been passed down from generations. Aries Mob is in the building. Shout out to Jex. Mr. Robinson says, happy birthday, Slimmy. Nice to meet you. Michael Mitchell Jr. says, happy birthday, Slimmy. Antonio Watkins says, happy birthday to the Giant from Cleveland.
Hey.
Why So Serious Game? He says, my little bro this week almost got killed just trying to use the bathroom at a McDonald's, tried to rob him. Mr. Robinson says, I love Mika's confidence in using a gun. Little cute self, big old gun. Come your cute self over here and give me that gun. I know. You know I got you.
I have one last thing to say. I think as far as the charges are concerned, they're probably going to hit him in the middle with some manslaughter.
Shout out to Mr. Robinson. Mika, you got you one. All right.
That shit's weird. Fuck that nigga. Take your money back.
All I'm going to say is y'all better learn from this situation.
You're going to fuck around and find out, nigga. She got a G.I. Joe at the house, nigga.
Yo, what up to Controversial Shannon? Let me introduce him into the panel. What up, big dog? Me and him had some conversations last night. Disagree on some things, agree on other things. But Controversial Shannon, he has a platform on both YouTube and TikTok, and he creates content. Having a lot of conversations about relationships, the interactions between men and women. And I'm sure that he'll express what his opinion is on a lot of the different subjects. What up, Shannon? Welcome to the panel, big dog.
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Chill out, man.
Good, shout out, y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
All right, so I'm gonna introduce this next conversation. Welcome to the panel. I'm gonna introduce this next conversation, and then we're gonna go into more relationship stuff after that. But Michelle Obama is now fighting divorce rumors. Here's a little bit of a preview of what was going on and why people are saying that she's fighting divorce rumors.
Blasting rumors that her marriage is on the rocks, essentially, with the 61-year-old on this podcast with TV star Sophia Bush, Work in Progress, it's called, saying she's making what she calls big girl decisions about her life and how she wants to spend her time.
This year, people were, they couldn't even fathom that I was making a choice for myself, that they had to assume that my husband and I are divorcing. This couldn't be a grown woman just making a set of decisions for herself, right?
Right.
She also said a few other things, and let me play a couple clips throughout this. Here's some other things that she said on the podcast.
That's what society does to us. We start actually finally going, what am I doing? Who am I doing this for? And if it doesn't fit into the sort of stereotype of what people think we should do, then it gets labeled as something negative and horrible.
And then Obama obviously appeared on the panel, and this is some of the things that he was saying in reference to Michelle Obama, because obviously there's a lot of conversation around the fact that she was not on board 100% with him running for president, and she complained a lot about the problems that came along with being the first lady inside of the White House. And this is what he had to say on the panel a little bit about it.
Look, I was in a deep deficit with my wife. So I have been trying to dig myself out of that hole by doing occasionally fun things.
So, in a nutshell, Michelle Obama is fighting off divorce rumors from a lot of people speculating. Obviously, we know that a lot of people said that he was possibly talking to Jennifer Aniston and so on and so forth. So I want to start with Shannon. What are your thoughts on this whole dynamic between her going on a podcast tour, fighting off the divorce rumors, and then also Obama saying that he has to kind of make up for lost time by doing fun things and acquiescing over into his wife and kind of giving into that?
I think when you are in a position as a man with influence, that women got to understand that there's a lot that come with it. Same thing if you were a man dealing with a woman who is in politics or with some type of status and influence, you got to understand that there's a lot that come with that. Maybe he just didn't, I don't know the full story, so I can't really say what's going on, but maybe he just didn't have enough balance, work-life balance, being president and being with the wife. So I guess, he's trying to reconcile his marriage by, taking out on dates, maybe spending quality time, the love languages, whether you believe in them or not, but, just trying to, make up for lost time. But as far as Michelle going on this whole podcast tour, I don't know. It just seemed like the podcast tour is the move nowadays. Everybody does it. So I can't really, in my opinion, sometimes it could be for clout. Sometimes it could be because the person stayed quiet for so long and they trying to finally address all the rumors. I think it's a lot of factors that we just don't know, but that's just my personal opinion. That's all I can really give on that.
That's cool. Barack, that nigga sound like me. And that and that's a fucking problem. That's a problem, bro. I know that tone. Barack, he got caught in some coochie. Barack got caught in some coochie. The nigga was in the doghouse. They probably was talking about getting a divorce, but they know they really can't do that right now. And that's just what it was. He got caught in some coochie, cuz. That's all it was, bro. That's all it was. I've been there before. I know the tone. He's scared to really talk about it because he trying to get over it. Yeah, nigga, come on, man. I all of us that heard that tone in our uncle voice before, cuz that nigga, he's just trying to get back in good graces.
Molly, what's your thoughts on this?
Did she confirm that they're not? Was that her way of saying that they're not getting a divorce?
Yeah, she's basically saying that she's not getting a divorce. It's not her thing. People don't have to speculate about whether or not she's getting a divorce. She's just doing her thing, kind of becoming independent. She got her own thoughts and she's kind of exploring her, her life and what she wants to do, I guess, so to speak.
Okay, because it just seems like she's broadcasted that she has not really been satisfied in her situation with him when he was president, and it does not really, I don't know. I don't really follow them. I'm not even gonna lie. I really don't know. I feel like her podcast is maybe they need another revenue stream.
Hell no.
Whether they're getting a divorce or not,
See,
they could be trying to do damage control because she wasn't at the funeral with him when he was talking to Trump. It was a bunch of things going on, so I understand, but it is the media too. They just make up stuff. I don't know what to believe with a lot of things anymore.
Honestly, bro, Michelle is finding out that she ain't what the fuck she thought she was.
Oh shit! Oh
shit! Listen, she found that out in real time, bro. There comes a time in every woman's life when she want to get ready to leave that nigga, and the stuff that she been talking about doing, she started doing it. Like, I want to start a podcast, but now you go out and start a podcast, and now your shit flopping. Oh, I want to go out and do this, and then you do that, and then you find out you can't do this neither. So that's when you got to really look at your nigga, be like, man, I hate this nigga, but like I ain't shit without him. And that's what Michelle at. And Barack, he just supporting her weak ass podcast, and trying to get back in good graces. But what Barack don't know, if her podcast were to shoot to the top, the divorce would have came out.
Do y'all think that it is difficult for women that may be smart, or maybe they think that they would have been successful even without the guy, but they would have got us ultimately even more successful? Do you think that it's difficult for women that are intelligent or could be successful also? Do you think that it's more difficult for them to submit or to kind of play that role in the background, or to be the stay-at-home wife or whatever? Do y'all think that it's more difficult for them to do that? Or do you think that ultimately they still have this desire in themselves to where they want to break out and still show the world, or still show or find their space or find their way to ultimately make their mark on the world? Why do y'all think that it's difficult for some women to kind of play that role or play that position when they are you know what I'm saying, with a very, very powerful guy or a guy that is super, super successful. I mean, I seen what was her name? LeBron James' wife, Savannah James. She has started a podcast, stuff like that. Do you think that it's boredom, or do you think that they actually believe that, you know, it's important for them to also make their way and make a mark also?
I think it's all of the above. I think it's all of those above. I think some of them are bored. I think some of them are, well, I have something to say too. I'm not just, a wife when there's nothing wrong with being just a wife. And some of them actually are jealous of their husband's success. Like, I truly think Jada Pinkett is jealous of her husband's success. I truly think Gabrielle Union is another one, right? But there's also something there as well. All of those women are married to the same kind of man, very beta. Okay, Barack, very beta. Will Smith, very beta. Dwayne, we know. So at the end of the day, I think there's a certain type of man they can get that off with.
You know.
We know. There's a certain type of man they can get that off with. And they know the kind of man that they have, and they take advantage of it, and it's allowed, because if this right here would never be Donald Trump, okay, not even Bill Clinton, right?
Let me follow up on that, Mika. Let me ask you a follow-up question. And again, anybody can jump in at any time too. Do you think, because this is a very good conversation, do you believe that it is necessary for a guy to, in your words, quote unquote, have a little bit more beta, or a lot? I would frame it a little differently. I would say that maybe they're a lot more open to negotiate, or be open to maybe concede a little bit more, so that the woman can feel like she's, you know what I'm saying, she has a bigger role or whatever. Do you think that this also contributes to the divorces of powerful men? Because, like, for example, you use Donald Trump as an example, but Donald Trump is, you know, in a lot of people's eyes, very alpha, but at the same time, he has had multiple divorces with women. And maybe once they get to a certain point, he don't feel as though it's necessary to keep them around, because maybe it becomes too problematic, you know what I'm saying, for them to still be in that type of relationship with him. Do you think that men that are more alpha, quote unquote alpha, are much more likely to get divorced if they dealing with a woman that doesn't know how to play her position?
I definitely think that men that are alpha are the type that, I love you, I want you to stay, but I'm not about to force you to stay, and I'm not about to beg you to stay, because there's a purpose. To me, I see it as they have a purpose that's way bigger than that, right?
So can strong men in that, you know, and again, I want anybody to say whatever they want to say. Can strong men endure with strong women, or strong, you know, headstrong women, for a long period of time, or will ultimately resort in divorce? Do you need more of a woman that is not projecting themselves to be strong to be able to be with a guy that is very, very strong?
You can't, Anton, but the thing is, the woman is suffering from being too close, but being far enough away. And what I mean by that is, she close enough to get the earnings of your hard work, but she not close enough to see the hard work that goes into it. So then she naturally begins to build up jealousy and resentment, because you make your job look easy, and now she thinks she can do it, if not better than you, because you allow her to stand that close to you while you was doing
your phone in time.
So now she think that, man, I can do what he doing, and now she thinks she can do better than you. So
I don't know. That seems like a mindset that's taught, though, right? Like, you have to be taught that, because in what universe would a woman want to compete with that, right? Like,
because it comes with their independence, Mika.
And that's the whole mindset that Michelle had, because in that statement she said something about that. She said, oh, it can't be just that I'm a grown woman and I can think independently. You cannot think independently. You're in a marriage. They will tell you that quickly, right? They will tell you quick, oh, well, you can't do this, you're in a marriage. But as soon as they want to do something, I'm my own woman. I'm independent from my. So now you get to divorce yourself when you feel like it, but the man don't ever get to divorce himself when he feel like it.
Bro, she think that she can pop it like Barack can pop it if she were to get to his level or some level close to his. It's an illusion, because you really don't know how hard your nigga working while you sleep, while you in the bed.
I think they know. I think they know personally. I don't think that there's any me personally, I think that there's always going to be built up resentment from certain women. And I don't think that this is just singular to Michelle Obama. I think that there's a lot of women that have the same mindset, and that either they want some level of independence to be able to show the world that they are good also, or it kind of becomes a competition. And over a period of time, no matter how successful he is, no matter how great your family is, no matter how much money y'all make, I think that there's always going to be resentment, because it is difficult for two headstrong people to exist in the same space. Yeah. Over time, when a woman, in my opinion, when a woman gets too comfortable, she builds up some level of resentment towards the guy that she's with, no matter how successful he becomes.
And on top of and Kara, she alluded to this one episode, they think because we do something we like, when we away, we not working. I done been there. I done been in the studio for 8 hours today, and Sarah think I got the easiest job in the world.
Can I intervene real quick? I gotta this is my birthday present to Slimmy.
Happy birthday, Slimmy.
Quinn, you the man. Hey, you the man, my
We
nigga.
already know why. Lord Jesus. She came in first.
I thought you were for the flash, my boy.
Oh, what up, baby? What up,
Hey.
Phil? How you feel?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Y'all done made Slimmy get off camera.
My friends just start FaceTiming me like, oh, look. Everybody's still trying to contact me. I appreciate you for pulling up though, Kel. You feel me?
Just wanted to make sure I said happy birthday in person.
Oh,
yeah, I like that.
That's amazing. I do have something to say about this though, because I think it's one thing. I think it's one thing that we overlooking. This is what happens when you get two alpha males together. You know, they just get the button heads. That's just the nature of things.
Why you say alpha males, Slimmy?
So rude. That's so rude.
It's my Michael,
You know what happened with the Michael's just starting to come out. Michael could only be contained for so long. No, come back.
I just gotta come to the right, man.
I'm not participating in this, Slimmy.
No, but for real, no, I do agree with the sentiments that were said. I do think that this is what happens when a woman is secretly in competition with her man.
Yeah.
And now it starts to come out years later. You know, all the bullshit that she didn't like, all the things that had her fed up. She's able to voice that. She's able to speak it. She's using that podcast. She's on podcast tour, you know, and she's showing her frustrations. And now it's crazy because Obama got to speak a certain way, and he looking kind of. I ain't gonna lie, 2K, you right, man. He was sounding kind of shook.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought this was an alpha male.
You
He don't sound like one though. He don't sound like one in that.
What made him an alpha male in your eyes?
He a leader.
No, I don't see anything that wouldn't let me think that he wasn't an alpha male. I never saw anything that until like the bathroom stuff. You know, like while he was in office, I always thought he was a stand-up guy. You know,
I
and then like
guy. I mean, I get a stand-up guy. I get a nice guy. I don't get alpha male.
Definitely that. He pulls strings. He like Steph Curry.
I don't see anything that prior to that. I didn't see nothing that showed me he was a beta male.
Well, see,
and now it's
I think that's the
like
difference
kind of
between men and
exuding off of
women.
him. Say that again.
And I said the reason why I asked because there's a difference in what women see and in what men see. That's why I just wanted to know like what made him an alpha male in your eyes, because what we see now is what I always saw.
You think so? I didn't see that.
Yeah, is what I always saw.
Mika, listen, if you ever read Barack Obama's memoir, I think
I got both of them. I got the letters from my father.
But he talked extensively about how he had to prove to Michelle, like that was the last person he had to prove to that he was ready to be the president. Everybody else believed in him but her.
But you know who he didn't have to prove it to? The mentor that told him, and the white woman he was engaged to before Michelle.
Yep. Michelle did not want him to be on that type of pedestal, bro. It's kind of like she was trying to like stop his dreams on low key.
But she knew he wanted to be president when she got with him, so it doesn't make sense.
That's my entire point. She
so none of this ever makes sense. So like
she knew. So it's like it's that's why I said this is what I always saw, because this was his path already. He had a mentor that was actually putting him there. That was in politics.
You saying
a bloodline too?
I'm saying
Mika, you saying
too.
you saw Michelle Obama as being this way, not
yes,
so
it
much
was
as
always
Barack.
there. I have both of the books.
Michelle
I understand his upbringing, and so when you look at it all and you put it all together, that is Barack Obama the entire way. Whatever he presents himself as for politics is for politics. It's like an entertainer that presents themselves as
when
in
he
rap.
met Michelle, she was more successful than Barack at the time.
Do we have any Michelle advocates on the panel?
Got you.
I'm not for or against her.
No one laughed. Good job.
I kind of see why she thinks she can be on his level, especially because
she used to be
his whole political career, even with this whole Democratic situation with Kamala. Hearing that you could possibly be the president or you should run for president, I don't see why she wouldn't be thinking she's just as good as him, because he's been being praised the entire time. And I think he is beta because no alpha male is going to be able to be with an alpha female. It don't work like that.
I don't think he has a choice.
But to be with her?
I don't think he has a choice. Some relationships are so public that you kind of gotta still make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Got to go the extra mile.
And then you all got to remember too. This might have been like an arrangement type of thing.
It is. He was married to that
like,
white woman.
So that's why.
I mean, he was engaged to that white woman.
No,
but
I
that's
don't
why.
believe that.
That's why I don't want to. That's why I don't want to say he's not an alpha male.
Anton said he don't believe it when he wrote it himself, and you can literally go look it up. They got news articles, newspaper. They were getting.
I don't believe that.
They were engaged.
I don't believe that, Mika.
Well,
so essentially, you're saying the man is lying himself because it's in his book.
I don't believe that it was arranged.
Oh, you're talking about that. Okay, no, I do, because he's running in the Democratic Party. He's running as a black man. And since he's running as that, the 92% are not going to vote for you with a white woman. It's not happening.
Oh, I believe that they make strategic business decisions, but that's one of the reasons why I also said that I think that they have to stay together. I don't think listen, when you are that big, when you are that significant, when you have that much power, even especially when you're talking about politically, what they do resonate within the Democratic Party. And I don't, want to get into the politics of it, but I think that it's a lot of people that are interdependent on them in order for them to be successful, even when it comes to them going and doing speeches or stomping on the campaign trail and all of that stuff. I don't think that it's just as simple as them saying, you know, I don't want to deal with her no more because she a headache. That type of, you can do that when you're a regular person. You can't do that as a president of the United States of America. Even when it comes to his legacy, I don't think that that's something that they consider. Now, that's not to say that they are actually, in my opinion, getting a divorce or anything, but I do think that she undermines him. I think that some of the rhetoric that she has, she doesn't have to say. She don't have to go on her podcast and say, yeah, I wasn't really for him running for president. Yeah, I didn't want to do so. And he had to go and talk to my brother. I think that some things could be kept behind closed doors and you know, it ruins his reputation, but she can get away with it because I don't think that he has the option of to divorce her like that. I mean, that would be, that's catastrophic to his image if he was to ever get a divorce. There's no way he could ever get a divorce. But that's just my opinion. So I think that type of power dynamic could be reserved for regular people or people that's not so public, but that can't happen for the president, former president of the United States of America. So I don't know.
You're saying a divorce can't happen with a president of the United States?
It can't happen for Barack.
So y'all say an alpha can't be with a alpha woman, and I heard someone say that Bill Clinton was considered alpha. What would you consider Hillary?
Yeah, that's
the person he needed to be with in order to get to where he needed to be in politics.
I think Hillary runs the show, to be honest.
Hillary does a lot in the background.
I don't believe that either.
So they're both alphas, but
I don't believe that either.
Alpha?
Oh no, that's
Bill
definitely
Clinton
true.
is the beta, to be honest.
His when they did a whole, I guess it's a documentary or whatever. They were talking about how when he met her on campus and everything, how they were talking about how she can help get him to certain levels and all this other stuff. I'm gonna keep that out, but she definitely was instrumental in a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of women are instrumental in men's success, but I don't think that you can
I
necessarily.
don't think Michelle is instrumental in none of Barack's success.
Oh, I absolutely think that.
I don't think so, especially with
100%. Listen, if Barack Obama was married to a white woman, if Barack Obama was married to even a lighter skinned woman, I don't think that he has the level of success that he has, and it resonates.
Right, but when you say instrumental, though, I mean like actually doing work behind the scenes, like doing work. I don't think she did any of that. We're talking about, appealing to the public, but
the main work that you have to do is to get the person elected. That's where the success comes from. I believe 100% that she plays a role, even from an image perspective, on whether or not he got elected. 100%. Absolutely. Black women love Michelle Obama. They love Michelle Obama. She sell out tours. She do arenas. She don't do coffee shops. She do arenas.
She do arenas now, afterwards.
Yes. Kim went to one.
Because if that's the case, then why isn't this podcast doing the numbers that it should do with the 92%?
I don't think that. Listen, we talking about two different things. I think that it's two different venues. You can't sell the type of books that she sell and it resonate with women. If you go to any of these arenas, you go and look at any of the footage, it is flooded with women. White women and black women love Michelle Obama. That's just a fact.
But if they love her so much, they like her books, they come to her talk. Why won't they listen to this podcast?
You can make that claim for a lot of people. I don't think that it always translates across different mediums. And just because you're successful at one thing, that it automatically transfers into being success on another thing. However, Kamala Harris got over 70 million votes. I don't believe that Kamala Harris would have a successful podcast. Just because she got a bunch of votes doesn't necessarily mean that she'd be successful in every single arena. I don't think that it transfers to every single thing that you do. I see basketball players. I see people that are popular on Instagram or they got a huge following on other platforms. That doesn't necessarily transfer into long form content. Maybe she's not good as a podcaster, but it's much easier for you to be able to sell a book that is also assisted and people are helping you write that book. When you got to talk and you standing on, you know what I'm saying? That's much different than giving a speech that somebody wrote for you.
So then essentially it's not her that they like. They like the idea of her because
somebody said it in the chat. We love Dwayne Wade as a basketball player. One of the best small forwards of all time. Dwayne Wade on the basketball court can sell out a fucking arena. He is one of the most dynamic players of all time, but Dwayne Wade's podcasts suck. He could sell out basketball arenas, but he can't get people to listen to his podcast.
But
It doesn't
Dwayne is
always
playing
translate.
basketball though, Anton. He's
Huh?
actually playing basketball. She's not actually writing the book.
But you're missing it.
You
I
able
don't
to tell
think that
that,
it
man?
automatically transfer just because you're popular, that automatically means that you're going to be successful at whatever it is that you touch.
I'll say this, like I read her book. I went to the tour that she was doing. I was more interested in her because of her position.
And
now
that,
that she's not in it, the podcast doesn't seem like it could be interesting in any way.
that's why I said I think they like the idea of her and not actually her.
I'll give you another example. I know women that bought her book, but they don't listen to podcasts.
So that's what I'm saying, Anton. I get what you're saying. I'm saying though, they like the idea of her because they bought all of this stuff, and then when they actually got to hear her speak, they were like, nah.
No, they still showed up at her arena tours and they went and heard her speak and they still liked her.
They heard her
They just
speak
don't
from
listen to
a
podcasts.
speech writer, but this is her authentic self. This is her talking. There's no speech writers. There's nobody there to assist. It's just her talking.
I don't believe that. I believe that she's incredible. You can't get 50 million people to follow you on Instagram. I don't care whether you on the left or the right and not say that you're not popular as hell.
I didn't say she wasn't popular. What I'm saying is I think people like the idea of her. I don't know necessarily if they actually like her.
What's the idea of her?
Meaning like what she represents, right? Nobody really liked Kamala. Nobody likes her. But I think the 92% liked what it would have represented.
Okay.
There's nobody that really thinks nobody really likes Kamala. Like I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like if they really liked that woman, if they really thought that woman was something special, okay. Barack Obama didn't think so. Joe Biden didn't think so. Like there's nobody in a high political esteem position that really thinks Kamala is the world. But the 92% did like what they thought it would have represented.
Can Kamala Harris win California, governor of California?
Yeah, because California, those people over there are liberal nuts. Yeah, she can win.
But it also speaks to her popularity though, right?
It speaks to familiarity.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel y'all. Let me
Definitely definitely not surface level this evening.
No, I like it. I like it when people have differences of opinion and stuff like that. That's what's up. Executive Suite Emily says, put down the knife, son, and get knocked out like your father used to. I had a that's that Friday joke. I had a joke for Slimmy on his birthday, but we are in mixed company. Happy birthday, Slimmy. Devin Braxton says lying because they thought you were getting divorced before that no name podcast. Black Order says content like Kaisanat, AMP, and Myron Golden. Anton Daniels, Danielle Palou. I don't know who that is. Smart Money Bro is why Matt Hoffa and Michelle Obama can't grow. We want real, informative, wise content. BS is no longer capturing attention. MGNJ says happy 50th. Happy 50th. Wow. Happy 50th birthday to Uncle Slimmy. I'm on the delay watching 2K floss his teeth with them little ass chicken bones. That's the smallest wings I ever seen. Y'all crazy. Alpha Pre says happy birthday to Slimmy. We see your growth. We love you, man. Frame Runner 743 says Mitchell job was real simple. All she had Mitchell. Why y'all doing that, bro?
Y'all fucked up, bro.
All she had to do was smile, wave, and shut the F up. Javon, I appreciate you for the 100 ball. Big Dog says happy birthday, Slimmy and Barack. We walking on eggshells. Ellis says Genesis 3:16. Then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in the pain of you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. I am Tiffany Elaine says Michelle is giving. She will bust Barack in the chest. He's not giving alpha male at all. She told him it's my time, and he said yes, ma'am. Shout out to Slimmy with the test. Super
Oh yeah, people will say that the super chats weren't working, but I think they
is
just
working.
need to.
Tyra
They
the
need to
Tyrant says,
refresh.
never seen someone that consistently takes the light from their spouse, almost like she's punishing the man for running for president. Yeah, I think he under duress a little bit. A little bit. That's just my opinion, though. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, let's get into the good stuff. Man said he won't date his type because he is broke. I don't know who to go with on this one first, though. I'm gonna actually play a video, but I don't know who I should pick to go first. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Carrie.
Shannon.
Well, yeah, okay, but I'm gonna go with Carrie and then I'm gonna go with Shannon because Carrie been trying to play it nice, play it cool. You know, Carrie. Carrie she trying to finesse us and try not to have a certain opinion or whatever like that, but it's okay. So all right, so I'm gonna play this really quickly, and then we're gonna explore this conversation. Y'all ready? Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta add it into the screen. There we go.
In a post from a woman on here that said the real reason she doesn't date attractive men is because basically once you her type, you can get away with almost anything. And I 100% feel that. Like, I'm not gonna say I date ugly women because I don't, but like I stay away from my type because my type has me spending money that I don't have, skipping work that I need to be doing, mentally going through all the fucking loops. And I don't want to go through no more circuses. I don't want to chase nobody. I only want what wants me. So I'm not going after my type. And my type is the traditional bad bitch. And I think that's everybody's type. But the bad bitch has a worse personality. That's all I'm saying. So I like women that like me as much as I like them, as well as have personality to go with looks, have smarts to go with looks. Like my type, all you got to do is be light skin, curly hair, and a nice body and a pretty face, and boom, here's my wallet. Here it all. Oh, you need your nails done? Don't worry, I got it. And nigga, I don't got it. I really don't got it. So that shit is like detrimental to my life. So I stay away from them.
So what he's basically saying is that, and it's a lot of women that got offended as a result of this, specifically the women that he did not describe. I will also tell you that this man lives with his parents. No, that's a fact. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm giving y'all some context behind the conversation. He does live with his parents. He's saying that he's struggling.
How old is he?
I don't know how old he is.
Grown.
He's a grown man. But he does admit that he's living with his parents and he's trying to figure out life right now. But he's saying that he does not date his type because he can't afford it. And if he does date his type, then he's going to be giving up his money and all of this other stuff. So he stays in a space where he's dating less desirables because that's easy, lower hanging fruit. Carrie, what are your thoughts on him saying that he doesn't date his type because he might be a little bit financially challenged?
Was that a car seat in the back? I couldn't tell. It looked like a car seat. But anyway, I mean, I think that that's actually pretty responsible of him. I think that that was a good assessment of his behavior.
Carrie, really?
Yeah, that's horrible.
No, okay. Let her have her opinion. Let her have her opinion. Go ahead, Carrie.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Carrie.
I don't think Carrie tonight.
Beyond him mentioning the money, I actually heard more than that. To me, it sounded like his type is very surface level and very, from his standpoint, I'm not saying all women that he described are like that, but it sounds like what he is attracted to is very like shallow and very, very base level. So beyond, I now open up my pockets, I spend money I don't have, I basically become I start, what would y'all say, simping for these chicks. I'm acknowledging that for whatever the reason, that's what happens. And a lot of these women are mean. Did he say mean or not? I think he said mean or whatever. Like, there's really, beyond the looks, there's nothing that I really get from them. So I'm going to move my interest elsewhere. I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, if you see that something is not good for you, and in your eyes it's not good for you, regardless of what other people think, if I think something's not good for me and I call myself on it and I remove myself from it, I think that that is pretty responsible of your own behavior.
I think it's running from your problems. I think you probably need to sit in that shit and just have some discipline and not do it. Would probably be the more adult thing to do. You're just running from your problems, is what I see.
It doesn't seem like the way he described who he's interested in, he wasn't speaking highly of them and saying like, dang, I can't measure up. Like, these are awesome women. And they, like, he described them in a very low kind of a way, beyond they look good. So why should he just stick it out if he doesn't even think that they bring that much value?
You don't think that the bigger issue is that he's willing to spend money on this low hanging fruit, though?
Yep.
No,
I don't think that.
Wait, back up for a minute. So you think that the women that are the low hanging fruit is cool for him to spend money on, but the women that are intelligent that can add value into his life?
He didn't say that. The way he described it,
he described who a bad bitch looked like that, and he was like, "Listen, if she wanted, give her a credit card or whatever, so on and so forth."
How does that make? Okay, so are we saying that the bad bitches are low hanging fruits or are not? Who are you referring to as the low hanging fruit?
You want me to play it again for you?
Well, you the one made it seem like these women were surface level, Carrie. You did that. No one else did that.
Play it again.
He just didn't say anything about those women beyond their
listen to how he describes the women he's attracted to.
He's speaking in
versus when it doesn't matter. He's talking about himself. I'm going off of what he is describing as his experience with the women he normally targets or is attracted to versus the women that he's saying he's now going to focus on. And to me, once you get beyond how they look, he described the women that he normally goes towards, to me, not in the best light. And he described the women he normally would not go towards in a better light. So if you're saying low hanging fruit, meaning it's easier for him to get those women, fine. But I don't think that the women he was describing that he's not normally attracted to is low hanging fruit because they're like not worth something. So to say like, do I think he should spend more money on them as opposed to the girls who look better? Like, I don't even, that's weird to decide who you're going to spend money on based off of how they look anyway. But I just, I don't see why he should stick with women who all he does is spend money and it doesn't seem like he's getting any return from. Like, why stick it out? Why can't he move his interest to some area that better serves him?
That's not what he said. He said
that's what I heard.
That he don't date them because he can't afford to.
That was one of the things he said.
Can we replay it?
Sure.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm gonna replay it and I'm gonna come to you, Shannon. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. I gotta pull it back up.
Did he get on makeup?
Huh?
He got on makeup?
Who got on makeup?
The nigga in the video?
No, he's just a regular dude.
That nigga got on makeup. Like,
no, he ain't got on no makeup.
Look at this nigga. That's makeup, man. Stephen A. Smith style.
No,
that nigga casket fresh, nigga. That's what nigga.
I seen a post from a woman dead body that said the real reason she doesn't date attractive men is because basically, once you her type, you can get away with almost anything, and I 100% feel that. Like, I'm not gonna say I date ugly women because I don't, but like, I stay away from my type because my type has me spending money that I don't have, skipping work that I need to be doing, mentally going through all the fucking loops, and I don't want to go through no more circuses. I don't want to chase nobody. I only want what wants me. So I'm not going after my type, and my type is the traditional bad bitch. And I think that's everybody's type. But the bad bitch has a worse personality. That's all I'm saying. So I like women that like me as much as I like them, as well as have personality to go with looks, have smarts to go with looks. Like my type, all you got to do is be light skin, curly hair, and a nice body and a pretty face, and boom, here's my wallet. Here it all. Oh, you need your nails done? Don't worry, I got it. And nigga, I don't got it. I really don't got it. So that shit is like detrimental to my life. So I stay away from them.
Okay, so what I hear is he just requires less from less attractive women.
No, y'all
all I hear is I hear a reformed trick. I hear a man that was a trick, that was like he thought these women were bad bitches, like he said. He was spending his money on it. He learned from his mistakes, and he said, I'm not going after that no more. I don't want to F with that no more. Because they put me in financial deficit. So it sounds like he changed. That's all I hear is a reformed trick.
I don't hear that. I hear that he's limited by his ability to still trick.
Like if he had it, he'd probably still do that. Yup.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
So y'all didn't hear him say that he'll be missing work. Y'all didn't hear him say that they have the worst personalities. Y'all didn't hear him say any of that. All y'all heard is money.
He didn't say that. Yeah, I hear all that. But what I'm also hearing is him not saying that he wouldn't do it. I hear him say, maybe I have additional context.
If he had the money, he would do it. Still.
Absolutely.
All right.
So
no
here, I'll
reform,
share
no
his
reform.
profile.
He just don't have the money.
I can share his profile. I'll pull it up in a minute. Y'all go ahead and keep talking.
I commend him for knowing what he can afford and knowing his behavior. You know, I always say like women are like cars, you know, on the basic level, they all kind of do the same thing. And you start out with your lower level cars, you know, you might go get a Kia, you can start moving up, get your little Honda, you move up a little further, get a Mercedes. Just because your type is a Bentley doesn't mean you can afford the upkeep and the maintenance on it. So you go back to that Honda lot and you afford what you can. So I appreciate that.
Is that they type though?
Because just because he spends money
everybody-
on them doesn't mean that they're higher quality women. He said all you have to do is be light skinned with curly hair and a nice body. That those could be trash women. So just because they are his type doesn't mean and he gives money to them doesn't mean that they are these high quality women that you should be spending your money on. So they might not be a Bentley. They might be
Well, he's saying
Kia
they're Range
that
Rovers
he's
and
just
he's having
willing
to
to
spend that money and he's
spend a
wasting
bunch of
But
money
he's
on.
saying that that's his type. He's saying that's what he wants. So
No,
that's
I get that, but I get that. I'm just saying the implication, and maybe I misheard what you were saying, Kim. Maybe maybe I took,
Say Kim.
maybe I heard what you said incorrectly to say that these women are like higher value by you using the car example, but you might have been using it as an example of you just spend more money on these particular women. So if I had that wrong,
that's what I'm saying.
Molly, what's your thoughts on this? I want to get Molly in here too.
I don't think he should be dating any women. He lives with his parents. He's in poverty. Why are you dating and you're in poverty? You could possibly shoot up the club by accident. That baby will be in poverty. Like why do we have to drag a woman along while we're under financial distress? Like why do you even have to why is it not the option just to take a break? Focus on yourself, focus on setting the foundation to where if you do get a woman, you can kind of get more of what you're looking for. But he's just, I don't like when men drag women along and they don't have anything going on for themselves. You can't afford yourself. You cannot afford a woman. It's okay to take a break, hit the gym, Get a pen and some paper and write down some goals for your life. Like I don't know. Like I don't understand why people think that he should even be dating even somebody who is low hanging fruit. Unless you need her to pay your bills. I don't get it. But that's my 2 cents. I think he's too broke to date anybody, high or low.
I heard something totally different. I think the problem is like y'all not reading in between the lines. This is a war of psychology right here, and that nigga was reverse pandering because he's taught. If you listen to what the fuck he was saying, he started dogging a certain type of woman that he already knows he can't have. So he's dogging these women, but he already know he can only get a certain caliber woman. So what he's doing is putting himself on a pedestal right below a certain type of woman so he can get some more pussy. That's
But it's
all
like
these.
he can't get them though.
He trying to get some more pussy. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He is trying to get some more. He just know he can't get these bitches that's way up here. He got to get the women that's down here. So that's who he's catering to.
But he can't
No,
get them.
you're
He just run
exactly
out of
right.
money.
No, he
No,
can't get him.
Slimmy,
He's saying he don't want
you're
to.
exactly right because, like I said, he said what he wanted. He cannot afford it, which tells me he's going to get a
Yep.
woman and kind of do what Molly just said. He's going to get the woman that he can afford, and as soon as he can afford the one he actually wants, he's going to drop her and get the one that he actually wants. And that we kind of talked about this last week, I believe, when we talked about what men, are men settling or not? It kind of goes back to that because he said exactly what he wanted, right? And it doesn't really go away when you're let's just say when you can't really afford the Bentley. The, the the thought of having a Bentley don't really go out your mind. You still want that Bentley, but you cannot have the Bentley. So you settle for, the Kia Genesis or whatever you can get. And
Not like
Shopping, nigga.
he can
you
afford the bus. That's about it. He can't afford no
and you
Kia,
do what you
no
do.
Bentley.
But
I don't know if y'all want me to share this. He on here with his shirt off talking, but
Nope, you good. Keep it.
You know that Q Diddy and Slimmy is a little bit apprehensive about that. Slimmy?
share what?
Slimmy just looking. What the fuck is going on with Slimmy?
What we share?
Slimmy, you all right? Slimmy, I can't hear you.
What do you mean he's on here with his shirt off? What are you talking about?
The video where he talk about how he living with his parents. I know that Slimmy and Q Diddy is a little bit. What the fuck happened with Slimmy?
And then I got another question, Anton.
Homophobic.
I got another question. Why is the woman that he wants considered the toxic one?
I don't think she is though.
Like,
I
how
just
do
think
you
he's using the word bad bitch as in your body, you look good. Like he didn't. I just think like he's generalizing a whole group of women and y'all.
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to say. Like it seems like because he can't have it or the ones that he's running to, because it almost sounds like when women do it to men. Oh, well, the men that look like this or the men that got the money are like this, that. No, you
I
just
think
can't.
that's part of it, but
You just can't get
I
those.
think he attracts toxic people.
No. Listen. Y'all want to have a real conversation, or
I'm
y'all?
about to say because of okay.
What was you about to say?
let's
Carrie ain't having
let's
nothing tonight, nigga. She
Well,
on
no,
one.
I'm just saying. Well, one he said it's his type, so I don't know that it's like one woman in particular. And then two, I think he probably has pulled his type to have this mindset. But let's. There are a lot of women with attitudes. There are a lot of women with
Self
some
included.
effed up personalities. I mean, I had to check my own personality at a point in time in my life, like. And I know that it's not all or nothing, but I think it's reasonable that he may have encountered some women who look really good, having a bit of a messed up attitude
You could be down
or
here.
personality.
He's saying that to me it sounds like he's saying the same thing that women who seem like they want that same type of guy and don't understand what comes with it, right? And so he's saying that he wants the quote unquote traditional bad chick, right?
No, not
No, that's
traditional.
what he said. This is his words. He
But when I'm
wants
thinking traditional, I'm thinking something different. I'm thinking
but
traditional.
he said that. This is I'm going off what he said.
I know, but listen, this is what I'm saying. The context is when I think traditional, I think of a traditional type of woman. He's saying the traditional bad bitch.
Right. That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
completely different when we're using the term traditional, is all I'm saying.
But he said traditional bad chick, right? And then he said a certain look as well. So with that being said, he's had that girl, but he can't afford what comes with it. So that's why he doesn't like it. Because best believe if he was able to afford it, he wouldn't even be talking about it. He's like, if I get this girl, then all my money
That's
gone.
what I'm saying, though.
And he said he couldn't afford it.
This is
That's
where
why
my
he doesn't do it. He said that.
This is where my problem lies. Y'all don't think that it's problematic that it should come with a cost?
No, he didn't say that they're asking him for his money. He said when they light skin with curly hair, there go my money.
That's because
What should come with a cost?
He's saying he's simping. He's not. He said nothing about the woman asking him for his money.
Well, in the video, at one point he did say like, if she try to say something about my nails, I'm like, here, she ain't even got to ask. She's like, here. That was one part of the video where she was like, if she say, you got money for the nails, here, my wallet. She don't even got to ask. I'm just gonna drop it in front. So it
Right,
did
but you
seem
don't
like
think
she
a
asked a
6
little bit.
will ask, a 6, a 5, or 4 is going to ask to get their nails done?
That's
No,
what he's
fuck, hell no.
That's
Hell
what he's
fucking no.
implying, though, is he's implying he's not saying that he's not going to still talk to women. He's saying that I'm not going to talk to that type of women, those type of women, because of my financial circumstance. And that's what I find to be problematic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the problematic part, okay, maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm just missing it 100%.
No, I think when Shannon said he was a reformed trick, he was right. He was tricking. And now he don't want he knows he can't get those women without that money.
That's what I
So
just
he's
said.
catering, so he's setting himself up to get some lower tier women.
The problem is
I don't think that's all of what he's saying.
The problem is the fact that
that's what I heard.
For me, my problem is tricking in general.
Yeah, we already know that the nigga a simp.
No, everybody is not a no.
Didn't we just talk about
But
that
we
last
just
night?
said that. I said the problem is not the women. I said he's simping. He said as soon as the traditional bad chick, I see it, I'm just giving my money. That's what he said.
Yeah, he a simp.
But y'all don't.
That's
Nobody
his
is
problem.
addressing the fact that he's tricking in general. Like y'all don't think that he's tricking. Y'all don't think that tricking is a bad thing.
We already know it's wrong.
Good thing
Well,
if you spend your
think
money
it's
on what you
wrong.
want to spend your money on.
See what I'm saying? They don't think that is wrong, Slammy.
Ooh, wait, what you just say?
Whatever you want to spend your money on is what you should spend your money on.
Jesus, Kim. What are we doing? What do you mean? Whatever you want to spend your it's tricking if you got it or not. This nigga's a trick. He's a simp. He's a sucker. That shit don't change.
I'm not gonna tell him what he should do with his
Maybe
money.
he just properly.
But I'm just gonna say at the end of the day, he's saying what he's saying because that's what he does. So he's like, that's like saying I'm going on a diet, so I'm gonna stay out of the junk food section.
Man, that nigga trying to skim on the pussy.
I know
he
if
don't
I
want to
go in the
spend that
junk
much
food
money
section,
no
I'm eating
more.
all of the snacks.
He wants the low end of the low that he don't gotta pay no more. That's all it is. He trying to get some more action. That's all it is. He already know he not spending the money no more. He said it. He was like, I can't afford them.
He should invest in himself.
But also what a lot of folks up here said was right. He don't really need to be dating. He need to sit the fuck down.
That's not. But that's
and
not.
assess.
Why does he not need to be dating?
He did
can't
assess
afford
it.
it.
He gave
Who
y'all
said he can't afford it?
He said he can't afford
He
it.
said he
That's
can't
what the whole
afford
post is
them. He
about.
didn't say he can't afford
He gave
dating.
y'all the assessment. He did the assessment. He made the assessment of
And he got
his
a lower tier
behavior and he
woman.
changed it. And y'all like, see, because you can't afford it. If you could, you get these bad
Because that's
bitches.
what he's
Like
saying.
Who
He
said
said
that?
he
that's
couldn't
not
afford
Nobody
it.
what
said
he
that.
that's one just because Anton
Curry ain't
made the
having this conversation.
title he won't date his type because he's broke. He didn't put that on his title. He said, I'm not going to date my type. Anton made this a purely about money. He brought up other
No, he
things
said,
other
and
than
He said he
money.
couldn't afford it.
One of the things
I
that he
promise y'all,
said,
I'm not
Harry,
saying
he
he
said
didn't.
one of the things that he said is,
Slimmy.
hold on, Carrie. One of the things that he said is, and I don't have it to give.
Can you guys hear me out? I am not saying that he did not mention the money. I 100% agree with you. What I find interesting is that seems to be all some of you heard when he clearly named other things in addition to the money. So I'm just trying to understand how this is purely based on money when he himself brought up other things other than the money.
Because
Because
he
he lives with
wouldn't
his
be in this
parents.
He
position.
brought it up.
If he had the
So
money, he
what?
wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
But it does matter
No, it
because
doesn't
if he
because
had it, he wouldn't say any of that.
listen.
So that means
Sometimes in go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that
Oh, go ahead.
he's saying that because
Go ahead.
he's saying that to your point. He's saying that because he doesn't have the money. So if he actually had it, he will be doing what he wanted to do in the first place.
Sometimes there can be a catalyst for something that causes you to look at the bigger picture. So maybe the money was the catalyst. Maybe that is exactly what happened to make him pull back a minute and be like, wait a minute. Every time I go out with women, I come home broke. Something's not adding up. Okay, look at who I'm attracting. Look at who I'm targeting. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I'm broke. I'm not going to work when I'm hooking up with these chicks. She got an attitude all the time. She's making me run through all these hoops. She's not intelligent. He didn't say they're not, but he implied that he would like to have somebody with some level of intelligence, almost to make you assume that the women he chooses, intelligence is not necessarily an attribute. So maybe that was a catalyst for him to take a step back and be like, okay, I should not follow what I am attracted to off jump. I can't go off of what my initial type is. I now need to put some more thought into the women I put my time into. Because when I think about it, these women don't really like me. I'd rather be with somebody who likes me, someone who is decent,
That's
someone
what it
who
is
is
right
smart.
there.
And so what I'm
The
saying
women
is
that
there's
like he
nothing
said
wrong.
that at the end. The women that like me.
That's
Because
cool.
the women that he likes don't like him unless he has some money.
But I think that that's a good. I think that if you are always going to people who don't really like you, and you come to an aha moment, and you realize that, I think that's a good thing.
No, if you're only being with the people that like you because you don't have no other choice, that is problematic.
That's not what he. That's not true, and that's
Yes, it
not what he
is.
said, and that's not what y'all would
doesn't,
normally
Terry,
tell
everything
somebody.
that you're saying is implied.
Right.
You're saying that we can't have this conversation about his implied intention based off of the fact that he didn't say that. But that's exactly
Well, he did say he
That's
did
not what I
actually say
said.
it.
That's
He
exactly
actually did
what
say
you're
that.
But
doing
that's not what I
also.
said, Anton. I didn't
say
that.
So, Carrie, I agree with what you're saying. Maybe that was the catalyst for him to realize, okay, well, this is not a good type of woman for me. But the fact of the matter is, if he had the money, the intelligence, and all those other things that he was talking about wouldn't matter. And he would go right back over there.
That was my own. That's my only
And
point.
Kim, that may be true, in which case he might keep going down the same road of being around or with women that he really probably shouldn't be with. So what I'm saying is, if good thing it was the catalyst, so he could make his assessment and he
Carrie,
shifted. Like
But he's still not thinking highly of these women.
Let's have this conversation. What happens when he get money then? Let's say he let's have
He's gonna go right back to
let's say he with a chick that like him because he didn't have the money at the time, right? Because this is
He's gonna leave her.
This is the very thing that women complain about on a regular basis.
He gonna leave
what
him.
happens when he then get money? Because if he's not changed based off of the fact that he becomes a better person and he's looking for the right things, what happens when you get money and you have availability to now entertain them bad bitches again? You don't think that he gonna leave and go get the bad bitches? Because see, in my mind,
no, not necessarily.
He's only fucking with these chicks that he's fucking with because they are the lower hanging fruit. If he had access, he would, and so when he get it, he not gonna fuck with you. I think that the bigger issue in our culture, the bigger issue in our culture is that we don't value things that is of substance, right? We don't value intelligence. We don't value loyalty. We don't value being equally yoked. We don't value those things. We say, well, it's good because now you can only fuck with this person and now they have access. But I don't think them people should fuck with you just because you can't fuck with them, just because you can't fuck with this other chick. I think that people should go where they're celebrated, and that's much different than being with people just because you ain't got no other choice but to hang out with the slum.
That's not what Anton. To me, you're saying the exact thing that he was saying. He wants to go where people. Yeah. I said to me. You are saying what he said he wants to be around. To me, you are saying it like our issue is y'all won't stay around people who are loyal, who are this, who are that, and your very question to me is, what's he going to do when he makes money? He's going to leave them. So you're saying two different things in the same statement. On one hand, you're saying we don't stay around people, we don't stay loyal, and on the other hand, you're like, what you think he going to do when he get money? He going to leave. Maybe he will stay around the girl who was with him while he's at his parents' house.
And this is
maybe he will stay with the girl. Like y'all are.
No. This is beautiful, and I'm glad.
That's weird.
Again, I love it's weird. This is
super weird to me.
This is the very thing that women complain about on a regular basis. Oh man, I was with you when you was down, but y'all can't. What you're basically displaying to me, Carrie, is that this is the reason why women find themselves in a situation a lot of times picking the wrong person to be with in its inception because they can't read the room and realize that he ain't fucking with you because he like you. He fucking with you because you available at the time. And it don't mean
that's not true.
Yes, it is, because men are only as loyal as their options.
Somebody's type does not, first of all, and we discussed
men are
this
only
before,
as
somebody's type
men, not all.
does not mean that that's the only type of person that you like.
I don't want to use it as a monolith, but I'm telling you that most men are as loyal as their options. They are not. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so but that's not true, because one could say that a lot of people's options have changed as they got successful. So did their loyalty to the person who was with them change?
Yes.
Okay, because
their loyalty was always to themselves.
I'm gonna be quiet.
The core of a person, in my opinion, is women have the inability to truly understand the nature of men, and this is just my opinion. And they choose men thinking that the man likes them because now I finally figured out this is how all of these women keep getting pregnant and becoming single mothers. Honestly, this is how a lot of women get pregnant and become single mothers. That's my assessment of it. And maybe I'm off, but if you're listening to him and you think that when he get money or he level up or he finally get himself together, that he's still gonna fuck with you.
You don't even know him.
And you weren't his preference in the beginning. You don't think that he's going to at some point be tempted by his preference and prefer her again? Then you are y'all don't have. I think that is. I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong.
I agree. That's like if I was to be with that man who was on that video, if I presented myself as an available option to him, I would be insane. He said what his preference was. So the only reason you over here in my face is because you can't afford your preference.
Facts.
He said it's his type. He said it. Yes, you can't. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
you just because you have a type does not mean you can't be
He didn't say
attracted to
his type.
any.
He said
He
his
said
preference.
preference, type,
Both.
whatever. You can y'all are acting like people can't change, they can't grow, they can't learn how, like, especially you, Anton. The Bible talks about temptation. Like, come on now. So you're telling me that a man can't grow up enough to tame his mind to focus on who he should focus on? Like you say all the time, all I got to do is find one person who likes me, who is like in alignment with me. I just got to find one. To me, a part of you doing that is you might have to call yourself out on your own behavior.
But that is
And to
that is the
me, he is
core.
calling himself out
That
on
is the
his
core of
behavior.
who I am. But what I am telling you is that what you're saying is women getting with men that they know don't even want to be with them, but fucking with them. But then they try to change them into being something that they never was in the beginning. So many women get with men.
That?
Carrie, I'm telling
you just totally changed the topic. That's not fair.
No, I'm talking about the nature of women. They get what God. This is why we hold women accountable and we say, well, you chosen. With guys, this is why I hold women accountable. They get with men that they know ain't really fucking with them, but they fucking with them for the moment. They get pregnant by him, and then they say, he ain't shit. Well, you knew that you wasn't for him in the first place. You knew he wasn't for what you thought he was going to change when he got with you and he got you pregnant. This is why we
hold up, Anton. Like, just let me ask a question. Like, we gotta be honest here. Like, are the men really going up to these women saying, I'm gonna dog you out, I'm gonna fuck you over, I'm gonna mess you over, I'm gonna leave my child, I'm gonna do you wrong? Because if we be honest, bro, we could talk about, we don't even have to make it male specific. Bro, a lot of people lead with manipulation, fam. I can put on a good guy mask. This has been done throughout life. I can act like a good guy and get what I want out of you and then leave your ass. It happens every day.
Let me ask you a question, Shannon.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
And I want to really be real. Do you think that women don't know who they're talking to when they get with them? And the reason that I say that is because life is a hierarchy. And men know what we qualify for. That guy in that video know because he ain't got no resources and he living with his parents. He know he qualified for this women, but he can still get them because he have, you know what I'm saying, some looks or whatever. He know he can still fuck on somebody. We know what we qualify for. Inherently, we know everything about it, and it's no mystery to it. We may have some desires. He has his preference, but he know he don't qualify for that, so he don't even shoot his shot. Women, most of the time, deceive themselves because they want what they want. Knowing you don't think that they don't know that they don't qualify for certain men, and then at the same time still make themselves available. So it's not a deceiving thing. It's them deceiving themselves, knowing that they shouldn't be with this guy in the first place. You don't think that women know that they shouldn't be with certain guys, but they still get pregnant by them?
I do. I will concede that I think some women actually know that some men are bad. Yes. I don't think the majority of the time, because when I'm this whole smug deal, I'm not going to say crazy words on smug dealers, thugs, all this. Bro, the trash man exists as the pastor. The trash man exists as a man of resources. The trash man exists as the average man. That type of deceiving man that can get what he wants exists in all type of layers. You can't just put him in a box.
Why do you label them as deceiving? Most of these guys are not deceiving. They are who they are.
A lot of men have lied to, like, put on a front to act like they are a good man. Even the men in the chat, if they was to be real, you have talked yourself out of some draws. You have talked yourself into some draws. You have manipulated and said that you this good guy.
I don't believe that.
And you have been a player.
If you ask any woman on this panel right now, no matter what they say, they're married, unmarried, whatever. You ask any woman on this panel right now, I'm willing to bet that they will tell you that they already know whether or not they want to sleep with the guy or if they want to be with the guy before he even opened up his mouth. And it ain't got shit to do with him talking himself out of no draws.
Okay, I'm not saying that women and men don't have a desire.
They know before they even get with him.
I'm not saying that women don't have a list of who they would sleep with and all that stuff, right? But I'm talking about on a day-to-day basis dating and just getting to know a person. People put on fronts to portray themselves as this type of person. And when they get what they want, them true colors come out.
So you telling me, hold on, wait. You telling me that I can trick these women out of their draws?
Yes.
What he's saying,
I can finesse. You can finesse. What I'm saying, bro, because I'm being real. I'm not even pandering. What I'm saying is the player. We know who the player is. I can talk. I can act like and put on a mask that I'm this good. Hey, girl, listen. I just want to treat you right. Whatever words these young dudes be using out there. I don't freaking know. Right? Act like I'm this good man. Take you out. Love bomb you. Open doors. All these things. I get what I want.
And wait.
I show them
you
true
telling
colors.
me throughout that whole process that they don't really know who I really am? I believe that every woman, I believe that even if she's going along with the fantasy, she already know that it's not real.
Anton, we had this argument before,
Listen, I don't believe that these women are tricked. I believe that they trick themselves into believing that is real so that they can live in the fantasy and exist in this space. But they are very, very smart. Y'all celebrate them all the time.
But
y'all
if you ask most men,
educated, they the smartest, they got the greatest intuition. Women's intuition work. They know if their kid is sick before the kid even wake up in the morning and all of this shit. And you're telling me that she don't know. Because and I listen, women investigate, they know it, they scroll your whole fucking profile before they ever even respond to you. They know all of this shit, right? If I come in, I know what the fuck you looking for clout, you like what it is that I represent, but you telling me that I tricked you out of your drawers, you have to you know how many steps it takes to get a woman to open up her legs?
I know. I'm saying, bro, if we men, bro, let's be honest. The average man will admit that he has finessed a woman out her drawers.
That's bullshit.
What do you mean it's BS, bro? Hold on. Q Diddy been trying to interject. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet.
I can say two things could be true at the same. I never say that, but two things could be true. While the girl knows she gonna give you your draws, it's your mouthpiece who talked the motherfuckers off.
Okay. You ain't gotta say shit.
No, she knew she already wanted to give it to you.
You could have talked yourself out of them just like you did.
What are you talking about? She knew she already wanted to give it to you.
That she already wanted to give it to you anyway, and you telling her. How you gonna tell her that she
don't say that up front? Wait. They're gonna give it to you like that up front, nigga.
No, they may not tell you. They may not tell you
and see what you about.
Okay, look, they might not tell you because they don't want to be. Women do not. A lot of women, most women, don't want to be called hoes and all that up front. But they know as soon as they meet you, oh, this is the type of man that this is the type of man that I would want as a husband. This is the type of man. They know up front. They know this up front. They've already determined if you're going to be food. They already determined if you're going to be dude that they sleep with, the dude that they side dude, whatever it is. They've already determined this. So they're going to go along with it, regardless of how you are. You can be the worst dude for them if they want to sleep with you.
They've determined what the possibility can be, but you can definitely talk your way out.
Thank you.
Now
she didn't say that.
I literally just said that.
No, you said in.
No, I said you can talk yourself in the draws and out of them.
No, she didn't say. No, she did not say in.
No, Quinn.
I said in and out, and y'all motherfuckers was cutting y'all. Fucking hear me.
We're talking about
you can talk your way in. She said you can talk your way out, meaning that they already chose you. They already chose you, nigga. But you can fuck it up, but it don't mean that they don't already premeditate who it is that they want to sleep with or who they want to be with, bro.
I don't believe in that whole woman intuition is BS.
It's not BS because you know
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Because women already the reason why it's not BS because that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be women's protective mechanism. Like that's something that we have because we are nurturers. Like we know, like you don't have to tell a mother what's like, you can hear your child's cry from far away because you have it. That's in you. They know, they just choose not to listen. And that's on them. It is what it is. But let's be clear. When you walk up, she's like, either you're Dusty, or I like him, I'm sleeping with him, or he's food.
And I'll do you one better. You don't even got to walk up. If they will make themselves available, they will throw every fucking hint. They will shoot their shot without being direct about shooting their shot. And some women will directly shoot their shot. It is a fact, bro. 100%. If she wants you, she's going to tell you that she wants you. And she's not going to make no mistake about it. They not fooled. Ain't nobody tricked. Man, listen, when I see women, most of them online talking about, oh, he tricked me. You knew who that nigga was before you fucked with him. You ain't confused about who he is. And you was never confused about the fact that he was. You think that all of the women that Future then got pregnant, you think that they confused? You think that all of the women that Nick Cannon fucking with, you think that they confused about who he is?
That nigga went to the
Nah,
right end, the
not-
far right end of the fuckery.
Listen, Nick Cannon and listen, we talking about them as famous dudes, but nigga, it's Future's running around everywhere. Is Nick Cannon's running around everywhere. They not hiding. They not lying about the fact that they got 1,000 baby mamas.
No,
They're not confusing women.
Yeah, but I do believe there's a certain demographic of women that go for a certain type of man. I just don't believe that the majority of women are out here just the majority of men just leading it up saying like, oh, I'ma fuck you over, I'ma do you wrong, I'ma treat you bad. Niggas is not leading like. I'm sorry, let me not say that word on here. Bruh, men are not leading like that
all day long. Let me tell you something, and this is a fact. I tell people all day long, yep, I'm married. Yep, I will dog you the fuck out. Yep, if you come over here, I'm gonna fuck you and send you back to your baby daddy. And most of the time I'm just playing, right? I'll just be talking
most
shit
of the time.
My life, because you got to troll for content, but my life is 100% on display. You think that I have any problem or that women don't see that shit and they still be like, yeah, that's cool, but what up though? You think
that's not the finesse though.
That's not
what I'm saying. It's not a finesse. You don't have to finesse. I know they already know what it is. They're not confused.
Yeah, but there are women that aren't as keen and they do get finessed. I think it's both ways. It goes both ways where I agree with both sides. I agree with both of y'all. Yes. Because there's women that are very keen and they already know what they going into. They already know what they want from this dude. And they just pretty much going along with the program. But there are women, I done heard women say, I can't believe I fucked with this nigga.
And they a bunch of liars.
No. They really
You really believe? Then you the one that's getting finessed.
I ain't getting finessed. It ain't me.
Listen, if you no, I'm saying
it ain't me. I'm saying
figuratively. Listen, bro, if you get with a woman and she acting fucking confused.
No. I'm not.
If you get with a woman and
she's not telling that to the dude. She's telling this to women.
If you get with a woman and she's acting like a deer in headlights, oh my God, you saying something so sweet. Nigga, she the finesse is on. It's
no. I'm not talking about that extreme.
Listen what I'm saying, Slimmy. A lot of women are playing the game with the men that they talking to. If you don't have, okay, I'll give you an example. I don't believe that you have to spit game at all. I agree. I don't believe that any of that shit is necessary. I think that women play along, a role playing with the nigga that they want to fuck anyway. And they leading you to believe that you're really doing some shit when in reality, they just want to do it anyway. I don't believe that they confused, bro. And if you get a woman that's mature enough and then actually seen some shit, she not even gonna play no game. She gonna tell you exactly what she looking for right up front.
That is true. But what I'm saying is all women aren't the same. There are women that are extremely keen. They understand. They know what's going on, and there are women that aren't, and they really expecting the dude. They expect the dude to be how he presents himself.
So what age range are we talking about?
I ain't talking about no age range. I'm just saying it don't matter no age range.
Right.
No,
it don't matter about no age range.
We start bringing in frontal lobe development. Then we gonna have a
what happened to the girls what happened to the girls are developing smart, faster and smarter than boys. So now all of a sudden the boys are able to just
I
automatically.
can tell you that
I would
every
agree.
woman on this panel,
Mhm.
no matter what it is that she didn't see in her lifetime, she will tell you that she knew exactly what she was doing when she was doing it. She does not get finessed. I don't believe we got 4 women and 4 guys on this panel. I don't believe that any fucking woman on here has gotten finessed out of some pussy. Never, ever, ever. And they're gonna be ladies and they're gonna sit up like this and all of that stuff. But I don't believe that shit even a little bit.
I think a couple of the about 75% of the
You
four.
said you think women what?
I don't believe that shit.
I think there's one that ain't letting no nigga get over on her because she carry a gun, but that's about it.
I don't believe that shit. If you get her, you got her. And it ain't because she didn't want to get got. She slowed down the chase so that you can catch her.
Nah, I think it's some women.
They're nodding yes. I
think it's some women. I'm not talking about the women on the panel. I just think there are some women they just don't. They don't see some dudes coming, man. They
So
really
these are
don't.
all
It's
smart
some.
women in the world.
It's
These are all-
no. It is different levels to women of all colors, creeds. All women aren't the same. Everybody not created equal. Just like it's men out here, they get finessed by women. It's women that get finessed by men.
Monolith.
I mean, that's true. But it's some very cunning, sly guys out here, and they know what to say. They know what they know what the they know what.
Somebody said speak for yourself. Well, then you will never have generalities. Like if you're just going to speak for yourself, you will never have generalities. Then we shouldn't say men are like this, women are like this, because generally they are like that.
Let me ask y'all a question to the women on the panel in general. Can y'all tell if a man got money or if he don't got money? Can y'all tell if a man is fronting or capping, or can you tell in general whether or not he got resources? If y'all, regardless of whether you talk to him or not, can y'all tell if a guy got resources? I'm just curious.
That's a real broad statement though.
No, it's not, because it feeds into the whole conversation about getting finessed. Carrie, can you tell if a guy got resources in general?
Like what kind of resources?
Money.
What kind of money?
Come on.
Yeah, there's so many. That's.
All right, I'm done.
Why are you done? Like that's such a broad question. And
I
are you
think
talking
I
about in my
told
now
you,
life?
you
You
know-
talking about when I was dating? Are you like what? That's such.
What do you mean
Anton,
when you're dating? I just said it in general. In general, regardless of whether or not you talk to him or not, when you meet a guy and he's trying to talk to you, do you believe that you could tell whether or not he has resources or not over a period of time? Any guy. It could be a friend, it could be anything.
Over a period of time, I think you can kind of figure something out.
Yeah,
Before-
I would.
Right away, though. Nowadays,
Before you-
lines are kind of blurred.
Before you was to ever give up the draws to a guy, hypothetically speaking, can you tell whether or not he got resources?
Over a period of time,
Yeah.
or like in meeting him once.
You wouldn't give
Okay,
up
Over a
the draws.
period of time.
I don't
I'm
know.
assuming
It's a really
I'm trying
hard
to roll. This
question.
is a right.
It's a really hard question.
You should be doing
This
this
is
to
really
your
a hard
question,
question.
not to my
I could meet a
answer.
woman and people. I could meet a
It's
woman.
a better question. Can you tell if a dude is broke? Is probably a better.
No.
It's probably a better
I
question.
could meet a chick. I don't have to ask her what her body count to know if she a hoe.
You said what?
What the fuck is you confused about?
What did you say?
I don't
Nigga,
have
what?
to ask her body count to know whether or not she a hoe.
Well, never mind.
How would you know?
I nigga said the sorcery.
You niggas have to ask body counts in order to know whether or not she for the streets. Okay.
How else do you know? Like, because I mean, wait, time out. There's women that could dress a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And look like they
You just can't pick up and talk to her and tell whether or not she wifey material or she for the streets.
But you don't know. But hoe, you said hoe, my guy. Hoe
If she for the
equates to
streets,
body
that means
count.
she hoeing. She for the streets.
Bro, it's women in it. Like you would have to. It's layers to that, fam. In my opinion, because a woman can talk a certain way, act all gutter or whatever, but at the same time, she don't have a high body count. She don't have a lot of bodies. You don't know that. Like you have to get to know that woman, fam.
Anton is asking a question to prove his point. So he's trying to walk us into his point. Mama Daniels already told us how Anton moves. So that's why we're sitting here getting trapped in this question.
I think he's talking more mindset than actual body count.
Well, he said body count. Okay, if you're talking about, I don't know.
He said without the body count. So
Yeah,
basically, once you
he
start
said
talking,
you don't ask. What he's saying is a woman's mannerisms, the way she speaks, the way she moves around men, how she be moving around, like what she does in the presence of men can actually tell you how she might be.
No,
It
you
can
don't have
give
to.
you
No, he said
clues.
No, Slimmy,
He
Slimmy.
said she is a hoe.
Slimmy, you're going too deep. Okay, you're going way too deep. We have to deep dive into this and ask the question a certain way so that we can better understand what do you mean by this? Because I'm trying to trap you. No, Slimmy, don't worry about it. It's too complicated for us as human beings to make sure that we understand exactly what that means. Don't worry about it, Slim. I'm crazy, you slave, you crazy. We don't know. We confused. We have to ask direct questions and get their mind charts to understand it.
I'm gonna break my fast with some vodka and tea because you niggas get on my nerves.
The fuck is going on, Quinn?
You have to have a minimum of 7 dates to better understand her mindset so you can understand if she's for the streets or not. You have to see how she treats her parents. What the fuck is y'all talking about, bro? What is y'all talking about?
I said mindset. I said you
I'm
were
so
talking about mindset.
confused.
'Cause if you're not talking about body count, all you can be talking about is mindset.
Oh,
So if he was to
Listen,
say, if he was to say hoish mindset, right? Yes, then I could probably be like, oh, she probably for the streets. I still would be making an assumption. It still would be an assumption. I'm being as honest as I can. Like,
wait a minute, hold on, Shannon.
It's still an assumption, bro.
Y'all are the type of people. Y'all are the type of people to get caught in a horror movie and be the first to die. This is why black people die.
You didn't church and fell over nothing.
This is why black people die in horror movies first because they so fucking confused. Y'all are, honestly, then if y'all telling me this, then I'm gonna accept it at face value. But god damn it, this is crazy. You gotta understand whether or not she has a hoish. So if she got a hoish mindset, that means she's not a hoe. She just think about it sometimes.
Oh my goodness! If a person talk gutter, if a person talk like they from the streets because they was raised in an environment, does that mean that he's a street nigga, or does that mean that he was just raised in an environment?
Can you tell whether or not a dude is putting on and pretending like he from the hood?
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about his actions. I'm talking about the way he makes.
I ain't talking about his actions either. You don't have to be a street dude to be. You can be from the hood, but that don't mean that you're street. But you can still very much understand and understand a lingo. I could tell if a nigga is from Baltimore just by hearing that nigga speak. I can tell a Baltimore dude. I can hear a Baltimore dude and tell. You know what? Nigga, you got a Baltimore accent. I could tell if a person is from overseas and they're from the UK because
no one is saying that you shouldn't trust your gut.
From the West Coast just by having a conversation for 2 seconds with him.
Anton, no one is saying you shouldn't trust your gut if she acting a certain way, talking a certain way. I'm not saying that, hey, go still approach that woman. I'm saying she could potentially be a HOE. At the same time, in order to validate you, it would still be an assumption. I'm not saying go approach her and go deal with her. No. If you don't want to deal with that type of woman, don't deal with that type of woman.
You saying she could have a hoe mentality and not be a practicing hoe?
If you got a hoe mentality,
practicing hoe.
You practicing.
That's
Ain't no way she got that mentality and she ain't practicing.
No, we don't want to assume. We want to give her the benefit of the doubt, Slimmy.
I'm talking about assuming in your mind. I'm not saying go get to know the woman and take on a date. No, trust your gut. If you think that that's a 304 or a HO, whatever, the hoe, right? She sound like one, moving like one. At the same time, it still would be an assumption in your head. I'm not saying go approach the woman, but how you know what her body count is without talking to her? That's what I'm saying. How do you know that?
It's a lot.
What's a lot?
More.
More than what, nigga?
More, nigga. The same way that we know how much you got a lot of money. We don't say it's a certain amount. That nigga got money. The same way that women look at a man and say, you know what, he getting money. They don't say, I wonder if he makes over $1 million or if he has this in his network. They just know that nigga got money over there. In the same way that they can that woman could smell money. A woman could smell money. And in the same way that we assess that and we don't put a specific amount on it, is the same way that we look at women.
I'm about to give y'all a perfect example, bro. We gonna use the church. And God forgive me. You got women that dress like they showing everything.
Oh man.
You may think that they are a 304 and they for the streets. You talk to them, they ain't had a high body count. You go to the freaking women in the church.
To you. They lied to you.
You go to the women in the church, bro.
Lied to you.
Look at their body count. Not lied to me.
No, Shannon.
Not lied to me.
How do you know what their body count is, Shannon?
If you asking the goddamn woman, if you talking to the woman,
so
if you trying to date that woman.
So when
you cannot assume
her body count.
Anton, you cannot assume nothing about nobody.
I fucking can.
No, you can't. You can
absolutely can.
Bro, you cannot assume. You won't know. You will never know what her body count is. That's stupid.
I do.
If we think about that logically, you can't just say that she got a high body count.
Yes, I can.
More.
All right.
It's more.
I'm not. I can't do that.
Can 100%.
That's
100%.
crazy.
So you automatically give a woman the benefit of the doubt until she.
I'm not giving nobody the benefit of the doubt.
I'm asking a question. As far as the conversation about body count, until she tells you, you don't make any assumptions whatsoever.
No. What the fuck? I'm like, no. If I don't know the answer, I'm not what the heck I'm gonna make an assumption for?
Man, put them glasses back on and see this shit for what it is.
What?
Man, you talk about women in the church that don't have no high body count. That's where the freaks is at. That's where the freaks is at, bro. That's where the freaks is at. You capping right there, bro.
It'd be a whole bunch of high body count. They ran to Lord after getting ran through, just like a lot of men did the same thing.
After they got ran through the streets.
Men want to run to God after they done messed up and ran through so many women. They want to get their life right. Women did the same thing. They ran to Jesus. So yeah, it's a lot of women that are reformed 304s, spiritually clean. The blood, the sins have been washed. Right, but I'm not. What I'm saying is, if something looked like if she looked like a 304, if she looked like a 304, fam, trust your gut. She dressed a certain way, trust your gut. She talk away, trust your gut. I'm not saying go date the woman. I'm saying I cannot then say she got a high body count because I don't know. That's literally, I don't know that. You don't know that. You can make a judgment all you want. It's people that look a certain way and don't be like that. It's niggas that got tattoos on their face. You'll think they're the toughest dudes and they can't fight.
He didn't got intense now. He said he wasn't gonna say it. Now he back to using nigga.
My bad. I forgot you on the pen. They don't have no hands whatsoever. Look like
that's a fact. You right.
Hands. Like, so why would I then judge? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said you was right. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm talking about Anton because Anton was about to open his
mouth. But then why would you? But also,
I'm not
why
about
would
to
you?
say anything.
Why would you take a chance?
Y'all think y'all got it?
But why would you take a chance? But why would you take a chance? Like if a guy walk up to me with a poo shiesty mask, I'm going to assume that he's trying to rob me. I don't care.
When y'all play this back, you will never see you. When you play this back, you will never hear the words that I said. Go date that woman or approach them. I said trust your gut. At the same time, don't make a mental judgment about her body count being high.
But that's
You
what you're
don't know.
doing when you trust in your gut. You've already made the mental judgment.
But I'm talking about, you think that she's a 3 or 4 fine, but you don't know her body count. You can't assume that she has a high body count.
Right, just like I can't assume that he's about to rob me, but I've made a gut decision.
That's different. You're
So,
assuming a
Shannon,
number as
you're
opposed to
right.
an action.
I don't know.
Shannon,
I don't know how
You
good
know,
I am.
you
I'm gonna put
know,
the glasses back on.
you know. I'll give you an example. Let's use a street conversation.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Men know when other guys is a little bit dangerous. We know who to try and who not to try. It's a fucking fact.
I try.
I don't have to know. I don't have to know.
Me too, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Niggas inherently.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Yes, in real life, you know who you can get away with, what you can get away with, and what you can't get away with certain people. And even if you didn't know, when a nigga get quiet or he move a certain way, you start to inherently make adjustments like, okay, you know what? I know I might be in a situation. When you go into certain hoods, you don't assume that everybody, if a nigga walking down the street, come on, man. Y'all not gonna sit here and say that we should not be situationally aware, and you can't use your life experiences to know whether or not that chick is for the streets and this chick is not for the streets. If you go into a certain spot, you know that every last one of them chicks, you just have to assume by default how she interacting with other people, how easy it is for certain guys to get with her, the type of outfit that she wearing, the type of conversation that she having, how forward she is. All of those things factor into whether or not you can pay attention and know and be situationally aware. Nigga, if you fucking her on the first night, then what you think? That you special?
No.
If you can get her for the first
night, come out.
No. If you can get her for the first night, you thought that you was the first person that got her for the first night?
No. No one's saying that.
Shannon, I think you're talking semantics.
I'm not.
So Shannon, what I hear you saying is you don't know for a fact. And no, you don't know for a fact, but stereotypes exist for a reason. We don't have the time to go through each and every person and make an educated decision on them. You have to stereotype people. You have to stereotype situations. When things start out one color and they turn red, we have to assume that it's hot. You don't just go around touching everything. I'm
gonna ask one question. If you have a stereotype of what a hoe look like, if you see that, does that mean that woman is a hoe?
Yes.
All right, got you. I ain't gonna never do that. But you got it. I ain't gonna never say that, because I gotta be held accountable when the great white throne judgment happens.
Okay,
I'm not gonna cast it in my heart and say that she is a hoe because she dressed a certain way. You got women in different cultures that dress us. You got women in different cultures that dress a certain way, right? All around the world. Am I then supposed to say she's a hoe? Yes. If she sounds like this,
so you're saying basically if I wear a
hijab,
if I have a hijab on and I have a whole garb on, you will assume that I was Muslim. Even if I wasn't, you would assume so.
And then they always
because that's the uniform. That's the cultural wear
all around the world. No, we are in the United States of America, and I know the culture.
What is the clothing for a hoe?
I'm a can man. I'm an American.
Booty shorts. What? A crop top?
Whoa.
What that tells you how far the culture is. How far the culture is go, Shannon.
Huh?
That tells you how far the culture is gone, Shannon, because you can't even
tell
which one is the whole or not.
That's all I'm saying.
So you're
y'all telling me that y'all don't know until she tells you. Then I get it. I understand why the culture is what it is, why people get tricked, why they say. I'm gonna just take people at their words from now on. I'm just going to assume and give you everybody the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to judge. And I'm going to assume that everybody got it together and that, whatever it is that they tell me, that's what I'm going with.
Well, it's not the
if she tells me, if she tells
someone who's to be a whore, everyone thinks she's fine.
If just because you fine don't mean nothing. It don't matter if you fine or you're not fine. That's not
fine. Like everyone thinks she's a good person, but I know she's a whore. Well, not y'all, but it's like just in my normal life.
Say that again.
Hey, I got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Like in my normal life, there's a woman back in the day, a long time ago, long time ago. Everyone thinks she's a good girl, and I know she's a whore.
Bro, yeah, I mean, that's a good example.
how-
It's women that you will know about that literally have a past, and you be like, dang, you know, because your homeboys did and all this stuff. But I'm talking about you talking about on a day-to-day basis, bro.
Yes.
You don't, huh?
Yes. On a day-to-day basis.
I'm talking about on a day-to-day basis. You see a woman dressed a certain way. You can cast the judgment if you want to because
Even
she
if
looks
she's
like
not dressed a certain way,
you just don't.
You can still
You
take
just don't.
context
All
clues.
I'm saying, you don't know.
She don't have to be dressed like a whore in order for me to take context clues to realize that she for the streets.
Okay, even
I got wait. I got a question
Gotcha.
for I got a question for Shannon because
Go ahead.
this is the perfect way to find out.
Gotcha.
So you frequent a spot, right? And you take a chick with you, and then she bring her home girl, right? You had that happen before?
Yep.
Where she brought her home girl. All right, now say that home girl, you just watching her move around the spot. If she in every dude face and every dude is approaching her. Every dude that approached her, she entertained him. Like she entertained him. She don't have no shame in her game. What do you assume in that scenario?
Every man is approaching her.
Every man that approaches her, she entertains him. She entertains the man. What do you assume? What do you think in your mind is going on with her?
She got something that all the men want.
What?
She look good and she got something that all the see the problem.
We ain't talking about looks. We didn't say looks. I'm saying
she's entertaining. Hell yeah! If she's entertaining those men, right?
Does
that mean she fucking those men?
No. Think about what I'm asking you. If a woman entertains every man that approaches her,
yeah,
what do you think about her? Don't cap. Don't you dare fucking cap. Don't you dare fucking cap.
She might be fucking some of those men. She might be messing around with some of those men, bro. That's what my judge. That initially that will be my thought. Like, dang, bro, like, you know, she look like she might get down.
Wait a minute. Why are you prejudging?
Again, I'm saying, Anton, I cannot confirm that she is doing that.
But why are you prejudging?
I can think it in my mind,
the benefit of the
but
doubt?
I can't call her a hoe. Imagine, bro, you see that and you be like, oh, she is a hoe. You don't know.
So you just thinking it, you just not
you can make an assumption, but again,
you
don't
know.
You're just thinking it, you're just not going to confirm it.
You don't think that's proof that she has a mentality that she could be promiscuous and not see anything wrong with that?
No, he's going to assume that maybe she only got one body,
this
right?
idea, bro. You got women out here that have been on hundreds of dates, starting with a college or starting from high school. But guess what? They did not sleep with 100 goddamn women.
Wait. We talking about a woman that entertains every man that approaches her.
Hold on. How do you know that they didn't sleep with 100 men?
I don't think the average woman sleep with 100 men.
How do you know that they didn't sleep with 100 guys?
You probably have to talk to that woman and ask if she slept with 100 men.
You said, but they haven't done it. How do you know?
Because I know a woman that went on dates with 100 men, right? Went on dates starting from, she counted all the way up from college, all the way up to now. But she say she did not sleep with those hundreds of men. Her body count is 10.
Do you believe her?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if you look at surveys and all, I don't know. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you want to look. Do you think the average woman? What you think the average woman of what?
No. Don't deflect. Don't deflect.
I don't think the average woman has a high body count.
Hold on, Shan.
I got you. Go ahead, Anton. Go ahead.
Why do you believe that her body count is 10?
Because she told him.
No, I didn't say what is she telling? I said, why does she believe it?
I don't believe the average woman lying.
Ah, shit. Dang, I'm out of here. Bro. I was with you till you
said what?
Shit. I was with
you. You said what?
I don't believe the average. So listen to my words before y'all.
Women round down, niggas round
I don't believe the average woman is lying about her body count. It does not mean that there aren't a lot of women who may be lying. I said the average one.
But a high body count
I think y'all got preconceived. I think y'all got
through?
preconceived notions because we could tie this to another conversation. Y'all, if y'all say that women get
No,
more
let's stay
attention,
here. Hold on. Let's not go away from this.
I know if women get attention from men, right? That's one thing that we say. Women get all this attention. Does that mean that women are acting on the attention that they're getting from set amount of men?
Yes,
As
you
the
can't tell all the dick no. Yes.
Wait, what did he say, bro? What?
I said they can't tell all the dick no. Yes, they have an action, nigga. You get 4,000, nigga. What's up, nigga?
Oh man, y'all got y'all preconceived notions that because a woman getting attention, that she's acting on all
No.
these men
The
in her
way
DM.
that what
Like,
Slimmy
that don't make
said,
sense.
what Slimmy said was she was entertaining the guys.
What does that
were
mean?
giving her. You don't understand what the difference
You know
is.
what that mean, bro?
Entertain. You say she
Flirt.
entertaining.
Okay,
those
so
people.
say that every dude that approaches a woman that you come to the spot with, she flirting back, she googly eyed with every dude that approaches her.
He's not confused.
Every dude that approaches her.
Like,
Every
she's a
dude.
flirty
She's
personality.
entertaining.
Is she
entertaining this dude. She's entertaining each dude that approaches her.
What is that?
Yeah,
Okay,
y'all are gonna be intrigued to see what
She's
is it about her that
conversating.
they like.
I'm sorry, Molly. Go
Y'all
ahead.
men like that. I'm sorry, no.
No, go
I
ahead.
just
I didn't
think
hear
that
you.
men would be intrigued by it. Y'all
No, but
complain about
Slimmy
it,
is
but y'all are
saying
intrigued by those same kind of women, though.
No. Hold on,
Slimmy's
Molly.
saying she's
Y'all entertain
entertaining
those
it,
same
not
kind of
that they're
women.
approaching. He's saying they're approaching. That's not on her, but she's entertaining it. That's
She's
what he's
entertaining them.
Or
And I
Every
think
dude
men
that
like
approaches.
when
what if you're just like being
I think men
polite?
like those type of women.
Now that she entertain, okay, she entertaining
Think y'all
all
like
those
that?
men. Is she fucking all those men? That's the question.
No, we said like she don't even necessarily have to know him. She's
Is that
entertaining
gonna stop
every man.
anything?
Hold on, wait.
Wait,
Hold on, wait.
You're
Hold on,
taking
wait.
this shit totally left.
Wait. Shannon. No, let me. I'm just going.
I'm being objective.
No, Molly. No, Molly. No. Hold on, Molly. Hold on. Shannon, you don't see anything wrong with a woman that entertains every man that approaches her. She not saying. She not telling a dude like, hold on, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. She's entertaining every man that approaches her. You don't see nothing wrong with that.
So if the guy's bringing her drinks and they having conversations, they talking. Every man that's trying to talk to her. You telling me that something's wrong with that? I'm supposed to see something wrong with that?
Facts.
What makes the damn
She entertain every man? She don't tell no man like I'm good.
She probably just friendly, goddamn. It depends. So if a fine woman, if a fine woman is in the club and a whole bunch of men just approach, trying to get her drinks, trying to talk to her, and she just cool, having a good time. Does that mean that that she smashed it?
No, Shannon, because you're giving the benefit of the doubt, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. That means that you're giving equality to the women.
As we should.
No. Check it out.
Go ahead.
Because it's innocent, right?
Yeah.
Would you let your girl do it?
That's my girl.
It's his girl.
That's my
girl. Stop. Answer the question. Answer the question.
We're going somewhere with
Answer the question.
Would you allow? Let me frame the question. Let me frame the question.
Off the market.
Let me frame the question.
No.
Because y'all are saying that it's just being friendly. Okay.
Is she single?
Listen, no. You're framing the question as though she's just being friendly, right? Is it still friendly when it's your girl?
No,
because she's not single.
No,
that's not even a fair question.
Why not?
Listen, stop putting your white cape on and let me answer the question. Let me ask the questions. Why?
Because she's not single.
Because she's not single, bro.
Wow.
A single
woman can't act like a freaking taken woman.
A single woman a single woman can entertain whoever the heck she wants to entertain.
Facts.
Point blank, period. But if I'm married and we got boundaries, no. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense.
Y'all just proved.
Goodness gracious, like that don't even. Come on, bro. We being real. We being real men right here. Come on now.
These women being popular is not stopping nothing. Y'all are still taking the opportunities.
I knew Molly was about to come bang that out.
I'm not even, I'm just
She
being
is coming.
objective because it's like
She
men
coming in.
make big deals out of certain things, but y'all still enable it or y'all still participate in
No,
it.
we don't. We
So,
clap cheeks and keep it pushing. What you
Right.
yes,
mean?
so y'all are clapping her cheeks and
Okay,
she's
that's
popular.
what we want.
So why
We're not.
complain about her being popular?
What's
This
your
is
They're
this
not
is
point?
this is
complaining
my
about it.
my
They're
cake.
probably excited
This is
about
my
it
white
because
knight
it's
cake.
easy. They want easy. They
This is
don't
my
want
cake.
I
to
think so too. So I
be
don't understand
popular.
what Slimmy so like understand what Slimmy is saying, but at the same time, why wouldn't she take advantage of the attention she's getting from y'all men?
No, Molly.
I understand
No,
she would probably y'all would probably think
no,
she was a
Okay,
hoe,
now
but
Molly
would
makes
it
some
really
sense. I get
stop
where you're going with
y'all?
this,
Would
Molly.
it
I
really
get it.
stop y'all
no, Molly.
from still taking the opportunity? I think y'all would be more intrigued. What's it about her? Yeah, she's friendly, but who
Because
is that stopping?
at that point, it would
No,
become a
okay.
competition between men.
Wait. So Molly, you gonna talk to it? You gonna talk to a dude that talked to every woman that was at the spot?
Say that one more time.
Do you really want my answers?
I thought y'all said women
Molly,
don't.
are you gonna talk to the dude that's talking to every woman that's in the spot?
It would depend. It would depend.
What that nigga's checkbook look like? Let me get some
Time
too.
out.
Quinn said it, not me. It would just depend.
Run me my
What
reparations
it depend
too.
on, Molly?
If he's just a thirsty, average, like dusty dude who's just trying to shoot his shot at anybody, of course not.
No, it don't matter
But
what kind of
depending
dude. Just
on the person, I
he just
mean,
making this rounds and you was next. Are you gonna give him some attention or are you gonna be like, oh no, I saw you talking to all the women, I'm cool.
depends on what he's offering. I don't care about them women.
And that it just proves my point 100%. Women know what they're getting themselves into and they still choosing. And it don't have nothing to do with finesse. It don't have nothing to do with whether they already know who they want to talk to. And so they make themselves available to the men that they want to be with. It is not a secret. Nobody is getting finesse. You're not confused. It is exactly what it is on the surface. And you don't have to trick nobody into nothing. They know exactly what they're getting into before they get into it.
All right.
Not all
Sometimes
women.
they might even push you along.
All right.
I don't
Sometimes
think
they
all
may
women.
even push you along. They don't give a fuck. If they like you and they want you, they don't care about who it is that's in competition with them. They don't care about, they ain't even tripping about them. They ain't thinking about them other chicks. They want what they want and they gonna go get it.
No.
Yes, she's telling you out of her own mouth that that's exactly what they do.
I don't think that's the case for all
I'm
women. I
not
think it
speaking for
is
all
some.
women, but
I think it is some.
depending on the person.
How much more does it have to be directly in front of y'all face? How much more does it have to be directly in front of you? What else do y'all want? What else do y'all want to hear?
Hey, hold on, wait. You give women, every woman ain't like Molly, man. They not that keen.
Yes, they are. She's the
No,
only
they're
one.
not, nigga. No, Molly's the
Yes,
only
they
Molly
do.
on this panel. Stop.
Listen, bro. Listen. Bro.
Because I wouldn't
They
accept that.
all
You
think
can't
the
talk to
same
everybody
way.
in here and then come to me. You're
They
darn
may
discriminate.
remix it. They may.
Kim just
I'll
told
give
you
an
that she's
example. I'll give you an
different.
example. Oh, cool. So I'll give you an example with Kim. You don't think that Kim know who got motion, even if it's not overtly in front of her face? But do you think that she is going to walk away from the dude that she want?
What are you talking about?
It doesn't.
He's saying
I didn't hear the example.
that women. He's
Man,
saying that
women know the
women
dudes that got
certain
motion.
women get to pick and choose.
They know the dudes that got motion, but they not gonna walk away just because they know that he got motion. Women, I've learned in my life, in my short time span on this earth, that women want men that other women want.
That's true.
People
That's a
want people that other
statement that's
people
been
want.
proven a little bit.
Women want
That's
men
very
that
much
other
true.
women want, and women don't want men that other women ain't fucking with. Which is completely the opposite of what you would think it would be, because women would want to be territorial, right? That's what most people will say. They would want to be territorial over the person that they have. And so that's the person that they ain't got to worry about cheating. They ain't got to worry about cheating. They ain't got to worry about him being outside. They know he gonna be home. They ain't got to deal with it and none of that shit.
But women like to compete.
But they inherently take a risk to be with the guy that they want, that they know other women want, and they still choosing him.
They like to compete. Certain women like to
even
compete.
Even if they get him, they know that it's still a fucking competition subconsciously for the dude that they with, and that they hoping that he not gonna do something that he ain't supposed to do.
I feel like you should always think you're in competition with everybody else. That's how you stay on your game. But you're not gonna walk around a club or a room or whatever shooting your shot at everybody and then come over to me and think that that's okay, because it's not. So even if this was somebody that I thought I wanted, you know, upon his entry into the room, watching him do that is no. That he's no longer what I want.
And the only reason I was saying that is to prove that a woman moving like that, you're going to think she's a certain way. If she allows every man that approaches her, and she entertains them, and she's entertaining every man that approaches her, you're going to think she's a certain way. You're going to, it's just, it don't look good.
Man,
it don't look good at all.
That's why y'all shooting her DMs
None
when
of
the
that
party
shit
is
matters,
over.
bro. It doesn't matter.
Entertain me. Talk to.
If you're a
entertain
winner,
me?
if you're a winner,
That means a lot.
you
It
got
means a lot
motion.
here. That's why it's probably a different word.
If you are a winner at life, you are going to be winning, and it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to hide it. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to do none of that shit. If you are a winner, you're going to win. It just is what it is. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about now. I'm just gonna be for real. If you are a winner and you got motion, you do what the fuck you want to do, and you make the rules, and everybody else adjusts to it. That's the way that it happens.
It's women that'll play their part, even though a man is in other women's faces. She'll still sit there, and these women will share. These women will be okay with the man being in other women's faces. It depends on who he is, though.
That's what Anton's saying, though. You know what you're signing up for in that kind of situation, and those winners will win.
See, like I see somebody in the chat, right? They'll say, if I had Mika, we would own the room. The very fact that the nigga said, if I had her, knows that you can't get her. If you gotta say, if I had her, nigga, if you gotta have that mentality, you know that you don't qualify.
Oh, man.
You will never have a chance. Now, that don't mean that she's not gonna be nice to you, but if you got to wish for it, then you're not the nigga that she won't.
Somebody just got it before he got to it. It's fine.
I'm telling you the truth, and I all right, cool, whatever.
Next subject. Read the super chat.
I'm going on tour this summer.
We are the best show on Thursday
I'm going
night.
on tour this summer, and
smashing all y'all bitches.
I'm going on tour this summer.
I'm
With
gonna
the
go
LD.
You come to Houston, I'm gonna pull up. I'll pull up.
Houston, I'm there.
You don't want to pull up to this tour.
No, I'm coming to Houston.
You don't want to pull up to this tour, dog. You don't want to pull up to this tour, dog.
I'm pulling up.
No. Stay out of that tour.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up to support.
No,
gonna be a couple years.
That's a solo mission.
Okay, Anton, what's this tour looking like?
I'm gonna pull up.
It's gonna be fun, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be so fucking fun, and you're gonna love it.
Kim, don't ask about this tour.
I see. I was on my way walking into something.
It's gonna be such an incredible tour, and you are going to love it.
I'm gonna pull up.
Oh man, it's not for men.
Mika will never tell y'all, no, you don't qualify. She's just gonna look at you. She's just gonna have a big eyes
and fucking smile and make you think you got a chance while not having a chance.
Back.
That's what most women are gonna do, I would think.
Man, I'm out.
I'm sorry, I didn't want it. I shouldn't have did that. You know what? Y'all all shoot your shot and see what happens. Shoot your shot, see what happens. Just make sure it's in the super chat.
I'm gone, bro.
See what happens. Carrie is so disgusted with us right now. She's like, look at these
She's sleeping.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Carrie don't never know.
She's
But
like
she always know.
entertaining. What does entertaining mean?
Carrie don't never know, but
Well,
she
no,
always know.
I was asking that because I was gonna get into the specifics. I know people think I'm slow when I ask that, but I ask for stuff like that for
Nobody
clarity
thinks you
because
slow.
of the
I
that's
agree
somebody
with
said
Carrie.
because of the implication of what it was. Because you
Oh yeah,
could be
what basically what I was asking was like if a woman is flirting back with every dude that approach her, like flirting back, just all googly eyed, and just completely enthralled with every conversation that
I
every
got you.
dude has that approaches her.
She's a
Yeah.
I
polite,
got you. Because some people will
flattered
say
woman.
entertain to mean talking, but
No,
I get what you're saying.
no. I mean
I get what you're
beyond
saying.
talking. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that shit ain't
I agree.
gonna be
Do you
right.
think that men? I'm sorry. Do you think that women want men that most other women want, Carrie?
Some do, but I have a couple of girlfriends that was like the joke. We used to say it, they were like the I forget what movie that was, where she like got Bobby Brown all together and like got them all fly. Like I got a couple of friends who we always be like, y'all, you go after the guys nobody is paying any attention to, like the dirt mercs or like the
The
real.
what?
That's
The
what we called them back in the
fixer-upper.
day.
The
That's what we
dirt
called them.
merc?
Sorry,
How
it
old are
slipped.
you?
Dirt merc.
You know how
What
old
is
I
the dirt
am.
So
I'm
merc?
22.
disrespectful.
It
What is a
is.
dirt
That's what
merc?
I'm saying. I'm sorry. It slipped.
The dirt merc?
I
When I was
slip.
like in high school. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry. I'm
Dirt
You gonna have
sorry.
to
merc.
I'm
explain this. You gonna have
sorry.
to explain this.
I've
Ooh-wee.
never heard that in my
What's
whole
going
life.
on here?
I haven't either.
Man,
Carrie
What
that
said,
is
is
"Go
what the
get
hell
you a
is a dirt? What is
fixer-upper."
a dirt merc?
I'm sorry. I
it's like a
shouldn't have said that.
dirter.
What
A
is a
what?
dirt merc, Carrie?
It's
A
no.
dusty.
This would be such a stereotypical definition.
No,
I'm
you
not
already
going
did. Come
Yeah.
on, Carrie.
Come on, Carrie.
Kim,
Share
what's
the
the
wealth.
dirt merc?
What?
Share the wealth.
Give
Wealth
us
is
some
health.
insight, Carrie.
I'll tell you what it is from the mindset of a teenager, okay?
Sure,
Back in the day.
sure. Go ahead, clean it up. Give
That's
us.
a horrible word.
It's so bad. I'm sorry, God.
It's like
But
girthy.
it's like, yeah, it's like guys who were from certain parts, certain areas, and they always looked real like dirty, like their socks are dirty, or like they might wear the same white t-shirt and it looks like when you
Would the neck be like this?
Damage
It's loose.
control. Damage
It's loose and a little
control.
this is so
off-white.
bad. I have grown from here, but I'm just saying, like they just looked dirty. Like they just looked like they
They
did
crew
not, and
neck
it
look
really
like a
didn't have it.
V-neck?
Let me take it back. It doesn't really matter where they came from. It was really the presentation of them. It was the presentation looked very just grungy, dirty, like go take a shower. So a lot of times we would call them dirt mercs.
So
I wouldn't do
what's
it
the
now.
merc
It
part?
slipped. It slipped out of my mouth. I'm
I
so
get the dirt part.
sorry.
Oh
I don't get the
no,
merc
I
part.
want no
I'm
slippage.
so sorry.
No,
That's
don't
what
be
it.
sorry. We like this
Yeah.
conversation. Okay,
But
so your girl
anyway,
said go after dirt mercs. Why?
no, she didn't. No, it's. I'm thinking of two in particular.
That's a
They just
horrible
had a
word.
tendency to either go towards those guys or like the really like geek, like real geeky, the real kind of geeky, and not even geeky because it wasn't that they were smart. It was just like the guys who nobody was paying attention to, but they would get with them, and then like they would help them with their clothing, not physically pay for it, but like their style kind of improved a little bit. All of a sudden the guys might start getting a little bit of play from other women, well, girls at the time. So I mean, this is very anecdotal, but I'm just saying some women, I think they see something that other women don't see. I would like to say in general that everybody wants somebody who wants somebody, but I've seen people who they be on
So
their
they
own
want to
thing.
build a bear. Now,
That's kind of
here's
what
my
it was.
question. Now that we've established that, why?
Okay, so my response is going to be very specific to me knowing the people I'm thinking of. So I don't know if this is general.
Gary, just give it to us. You don't have to preface it.
Okay. I think that some people really see something in people, like they see beyond stuff. I really do think some people see beyond what they see, and whether it's a underlying attraction, whether they have a tendency to want to like pull out something in somebody that's not, you can't see right away. I don't know, but it seems like it's with good intention is what I'm saying. Like it seems like it comes from a good place. Now maybe they think that it's not even that they think that's all they can get, because again, these two particular people I'm thinking of, they also have been with some of the more popular guys, and you know, so it's not like I can only pull this guy.
You think they get tired of competing? You think they get tired of competing?
I don't know. I don't know, Slimmy.
Quentin
threw me off. Good God.
No, this is beautiful. So, Gary, why not just stick with the dirt mercs? Why still talk to the popular guys?
I don't know, because the last, oh man, okay, I'm not saying who anyway. Okay. The last guys, because one of them got married, he would technically, he wouldn't have been a dirt merc. We wouldn't have labeled him one of the dirt mercs, but we would have labeled him as one of the, like, ain't nobody thinking about him. So she messed with the more popular guys in the middle and ended with one of the ain't nobody thinking about him kind of guys. So I don't know.
So Carrie, are you saying that she still fucked with the dudes that everybody else wanted?
No, she turned the ain't nobody thinking about him guy.
No.
Into
listen. What I'm saying is, you said she was still messing with the popular guys too, right?
Like in the middle,
in the middle,
yeah,
all in there. Why was she still seeking the popular guys if they saying go with the dirt mercs?
Now here's the thing. So relationships with the more popular guys didn't work out. They cheated.
But she still went with them though, right?
I think it's a common.
We don't need no help, Q Diddy. Q Diddy, we good. Give me a second. So go ahead, Carrie. Continue to explain it to us.
Without saying dirt merc.
No,
I know Anton keeps bringing up dirt mercs.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. It could be the case that what they were getting from the popular guys was not what they really wanted. Like they were looking for somebody who they could have a relationship with, wasn't worried about him with other women. And so maybe the assumption was that if you go with the D-mercs or with the guy nobody's thinking of.
D-mercs?
You felt bad.
Y'all do realize that Carrie is still proving a point, right?
Anton is walking you, Carrie. He's walking you.
See, and I wasn't here, so I don't even know what. Yeah, I'm
He's
sure
literally proving a point.
He's walking you back to that first guy.
Back to whatever. Okay, go ahead. What was your question?
No, you go.
So his initial question is that most women want the same guys.
You go, Carrie. Keep going.
I don't think most women want the same guy. I was, and I think Kimini said it. I think that
that's Kimini, not Kimini.
Sorry.
Kimini the Gemini.
I'm sorry, Kimini. My sister's name is Kim, but with 2 M's. But I really think in general that you would, like, everybody would want somebody that somebody looks at, is interested in. But again, I know that some people, they don't focus on that. So
what we're talking about in general, 80% of women want 20% of guys. Like that's like the general statement that everyone makes, and it's true.
100%.
I think that's true.
100% of them want want the same thing.
No, because you got to account for Carrie's friends.
Well,
Carrie just described her
aren't there
friends.
more women than
Carrie
men?
literally
So
just gave you the friends that still was with the same. They went for the same dudes.
no, they didn't go for the same dudes. They went for the dudes nobody was paying attention to.
But the dudes that was still popular still had them.
But that was sprinkles. That wasn't like they ended up with the guys who nobody was thinking about.
So the dudes that ultimately wifed them got respectfully what was left of them.
Well, I wouldn't. What is okay?
Walk it back.
Yeah, because he's tricking me because nobody was
tricking you.
Because anybody who's not a virgin, are gonna say that they got somebody else got the best of them.
Nope, that's not the conversation we was having. You said they prefer to go after a certain type of guy. I said that all of them want the same type of guy, which is the same guys that all of the women want, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still got them, and then they settled for the dudes that was the dirt mercs. So y'all proving my point.
Well, I'm okay, but there are more women than men anyway. So to some degree, aren't we all gonna want the same guys?
Sure.
That's what he just said. He said 100% of y'all want.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Okay. Well, I mean,
you gotta walk back down like Shaquille O'Neal on freaking Russell.
But this is a different point. I came in on a new point. So
no, the same point.
This ain't the point that we were talking about earlier, though.
Okay.
I told you he was recording. I told you.
I just said okay.
You gotta watch Anton.
What did I do? I didn't do
You gotta watch Anton.
I didn't do anything. I was just listening.
Mm-hmm.
You let that nigga walk you down from half court.
I knew. I smelled it. I said, "Oh Lord, I know where he going. He gonna walk right back down there."
Shannon, you still standing on what you're saying?
Yeah.
What part?
Okay. It's a whole lot, but I don't think the average woman going after the same man.
Carrie, would you consider your friends good girls?
Yes,
just in general.
What's a good girl?
I don't know. Girls that are great to marry.
Yeah.
Solid women, right? Jesus. Shannon, would you ask them what their body counts were?
No.
Would you assume that they were had great, not a lot of body counts, or they hadn't been with the popular guys and all of that other stuff?
I wouldn't even think about it.
You wouldn't think about it,
like you said.
You wouldn't prejudge them at all, would you?
Nope.
I feel y'all. I got y'all.
You only start judging them when they start showing signs of that.
Yeah. You can't really tell a woman like you. Well, go ahead.
You can't tell. Shannon, they don't prejudge. Only me and Slimmy, we the only ones that prejudge.
Man, that's not what I was saying. Everybody prejudges, bro. I'm saying there's no way that I can confirm that she is a 304 until I have that conversation.
You don't have to confirm it.
Everyone prejudges.
We're not gonna go in circles again. You just don't know. You will never know until you know. You can make the judgment in your head. You just won't know.
Got you. I feel y'all.
Facts.
I think it's I don't really think you can really know unless you know the people who of the person's past.
Well, of course you can. You can't know unless she tells you, and that still can be a fucking lie.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So unless she tells you she's a 304, chances are people who are 304s probably won't tell you.
I've had one girl in my life tell me she was a hoe. That's it.
Well, actually, it's new because nowadays with all the Sukianas and the big now people seem to be proud of being hoes. But back in the day,
confirmed. I have to confirm it with you first before I realize that you are what I thought you were, right?
Well, let's be clear.
Otherwise, I would never know.
The word hoe is different
What is wrong with the statement that, hey, you can make a prejudgment because of her mannerisms or what all this, but you don't know if she actually is a hoe
Facts.
and has a
Facts.
high body count. I don't think
Facts.
there's nothing wrong with those words.
Facts.
So
That
she's
statement
she's
itself.
okay. So I feel you. I feel you. I heard somebody make the same argument the other day, and this is the honest to God truth. I heard somebody make the same argument the other day, and they said, "What, you don't believe that I'm a woman?" I said, "Well, you got an Adam's apple," and they said, seriously, they said, "Well, what's the definition of a woman?" I said, "You tell me what the definition of a woman is," and they said, "It's whatever I believe it is."
No, hell no.
Oh man, God,
They said it's
bro,
whatever
listen.
I believe it is.
Hell
Oh
no.
my God, hold on, wait a minute.
And
Time
so
out, bro.
now what we're basically doing is we're using the same example.
No, we're
you are what you
not.
believe you are.
Bro, guys,
You are what you believe you are. Listen, no woman that has been available for the street.
Okay.
No, hold on. That is reformed herself. That is reformed.
Dog, Anton.
Yeah, that means that she believes that
She's
she's
no
the person,
longer
she's
a
a wife
practicing
now.
Bro, bro, I'm about to
She's
say,
not. Thank you, Kim.
I
She's
have
no longer.
I have a question for
I'm
Anton.
about to
I have a
say
question
something.
for Anton.
Kim hasn't spoken a lot. Kim,
I haven't spoken a lot.
Could you
Fuck
please say
him.
it? Could you please say it again for me, Kim?
No, I was just saying she's no longer a practicing hoe.
Facts. Okay.
So
she's
I
no
have a
longer
question for Anton.
practicing hoe.
Anton, what is a hoe?
She's no longer. I'll define that for you. Let me keep my same train of thought. She's no longer a practicing hoe. She's not going to define herself as a hoe. Right? So when Shannon says, well, unless she confirms it for you, you'll never know. Do I have to wait for her confirmation to know she is what she is?
Yes.
Or can I look at a man that's dressed as a woman and say, yo, you know you a man, right?
It's not the same.
Time out. Wait, well, hold on. Let's go back. Let's listen to what he just
Being
said.
a hoe is
She
subjective,
said she's
not
no
being a
longer
man or
a
a
practicing hoe. Is she still a hoe?
Yes.
No, we're not gonna do that. And you being a man
How
of
you
God,
gonna tell me I'm not gonna do it? How
we're
you
not
gonna
gonna do
answer my question?
because I have to hold you accountable. You're not gonna be a man of God and then still consider this woman to be a hoe.
Why not?
You're not gonna do that. If she was a believer,
If you get arrested, you go to jail, and you serve your time, and you no longer are a killer, are you still a murderer?
That's not the same.
No, Paul murdered Christians. Did God still consider him a murderer? He murdered Christian.
Right.
Did Jesus still consider him a murderer?
All right, let me ask it. Let me do it. Let me bring it back down.
Stop changing the moving the
No. I'm gonna bring it back down for the people that's in the streets. If a man has slept with a man, but he no longer sleeps with men, is he still gay?
No.
He's reformed. Gay. He's reformed.
No.
He's gay. He's still gay.
You're like, no.
I'm not gay no more.
I'm not
I like women's now.
He's going to say delivered with a T. He's gay.
Delivered.
Would y'all talk to him? Okay, so would you now he's a reformed gay man.
Okay, is a child.
No, hold on.
Gotcha.
He's a reformed gay man. Mm-hmm. Would you talk to him because he's used to sleep with men?
Would I talk to him?
No, not you, the ladies. Kim, would you talk to a guy?
You're using these.
No. I'm trying to understand
crazy,
this. And I have to break it down from a C student's perspective. Kim, Mika, Molly, would you talk to a man that used to suck dick? And he no longer no longer sucks cock.
That's not how it works.
Would you talk to a man because he's no longer that way and he's been delivered and he's changed his life over? Would you believe that he was different?
No.
Why?
Because once you have it, you're not going back.
That's not true. That's not
how
it works.
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
Okay, is your fucking 4-year-old still a child when she's 28 because she used to be a fucking child? No.
wait, I got a question. And so you know who Ruslan is?
Say that again.
Do you know who Ruslan is?
You can't backslide on getting it in.
Caucasian dude, Christian content creator. All right, Ruslan.
I don't know who that is.
I got you. Touched as a child, as a boy, had to sexual.
That's different. I think that's different.
Oh man, come on now.
I said a man that was gay, meaning that he voluntarily got on his knees and gave gawk to another man, or he laid down.
There's women that still judge. There's women that still judge that boy.
He voluntarily laid down let another man feel
That's
on
not his
him
choice.
and then take him from the back.
Dog.
Would you, ladies, consider that man to be heterosexual, or would you automatically look at him?
If he did it voluntarily, that man is gay and gay adjacent and will always be.
Molly, how would you feel about that?
That's your opinion.
Hold on.
He
This
not
is
gay
the
though.
women. Molly, how would you feel about that?
Once you're gay as a man, that's it.
Okay, so we all going the same place here. Kim, would you give me some insight on how you would think about that?
He would not be an option for me.
Oh, thank you. Carrie, would you hypothetically talk to this reform man?
Would I talk to him? How?
Would you, if you were single, would you consider him a possible spouse or mate?
I think that would be difficult for me.
Okay, you can stop there. Don't worry about it.
She's like, I don't want no context.
With that being said, why do we consider reformed hoes wives?
Because it's not the same.
Wait, who said
Because
that?
women
not a
get
deal
more grace
breaker for
than men.
men.
That's just women get more grace.
Why do
consider
we?
a hoe a deal
Because y'all
breaker like
asked the
that.
question, so I just wanted to make sure that I.
Well, you didn't ask what we would still
You are not
consider
forever
the guy.
judged. You are not forever judged by your past, bro. You're not. You can't have the same.
Cool.
You can't.
Would you? Well, listen. We're not going to judge you by your past.
Yes, correct.
This guy that is a former pedo, that is no longer a pedo, but he's still on the sex offenders list because that's just the way that our laws work. Would you put your kid in the Uber with him?
Nope.
Shit, no.
Why not?
He's gonna forever be judged by his past.
Shit, no.
No.
That's
not the same.
I got you. I get
I
what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Not the same.
I understand.
Why is it not the same?
I understand. I understand where you come from.
Nigga.
I would be hesitant to let my child get in the car with that person.
Would you be hesitant or would you do it?
I don't think I would.
Would you overcome your fear?
I don't think I would.
Why not?
I don't think I would. But I don't think I would.
A judge once said to me, "You have to err on the side of caution."
I don't think I would. Bro.
Why is this not applicable to every other aspect of life?
Because it's not. Everything ain't.
Because
ain't
but I'm talking.
I
But
think,
like, if I'm speaking to you on the believer perspective, fam, it's gonna be rapists in heaven. It's gonna be dudes that mess with kids in heaven. They did something. Yes, it is.
You don't know that.
Yes, it is, because that's who. Anton, wait, listen. Let me explain it.
Listen. My point is.
Let me finish though.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right.
I just need 10 seconds. The reason it applies is because that's who God wants. He wants the sinner. So all these people that did evil things, right? If God washes their sins clean, they are saved. A 304 can be a housewife to somebody. A woman is not always a 304 just because she has a past.
What is the qualifications of a wife?
You never answered what is a hoe.
What's a how are you defining an HOE?
A woman that sleep with multiple men.
Okay. No. I got some questions for Anton. Anton is a woman she age 43. She got 3 body counts.
What? Say that again.
She's 43 years old and she slept with 3 dudes. Is she a hoe?
What is the context by which she slept with him? Was they her husband? What were they?
They weren't her husband.
Yes.
Well, then, I mean, most of women
like we all hoes did.
That's the thing. Wait. Is that not the thing that I said in the very beginning? Is that I said that in the very beginning? I said all women are the same.
That's probably why
3 bodies.
Wait. Did I not say this in the beginning? Have I not been consistent? I've said this from the very beginning. I said that all women are the same.
You said they have more.
Oh man, dog.
Dang. So we got a panel full of hoes.
No, you labeled them that. I didn't say that.
Listen,
I didn't say that.
Happy.
No, Anton, how many?
I am consistent. Listen, you may not necessarily agree with me. You may have a different opinion, but I am consistent. I did not change my mindset.
Okay,
so all women are hoes if they have more.
And
than
listen, y'all don't.
Well, just like
Y'all
in
taking it
Anton's
as a bad
example,
thing.
Anton is
Y'all
only
taking it as a bad thing.
just like his example of well, if the guy had money, he wouldn't be saying it. If Anton, respectfully, if his situation was not marrying a virgin, he would not be saying this.
No, a 3 body count isn't a blessing.
Wait,
It's a 3 body count was all in one night.
Wait. Am I being shamed for marrying a virgin?
No. You're not being shamed. What I'm saying is it's easy for you to have this posture because of your scenario. So that's all I'm saying. If your scenario wasn't that, and I'm really kind of being condescending of the viewpoint you had earlier, like, well, if he had money, he would change his position. If you didn't marry a virgin and you married somebody who slept with more than 2 people or 3 people, I think that you would have a different perspective.
Outside of marriage.
Outside of marriage, yes.
Why would I?
Okay. Well, okay, so let's look at it like this. If a woman was married twice, but she only slept with 3 men in her whole life, is she a hoe?
Yes.
Oh my
God. At time.
Wait, so if the husband
Did I miss
dies,
something?
if the husband
get these
dies, she
numbers
get
from, bro?
remarried. She sleep with another guy.
No. He said
No,
she
he
slept
said
with 3
outside of marriage.
guys, but she's been married twice. That's what.
Yeah, so she only slept with 3 dudes in her whole life.
Did she sleep with somebody outside of wedlock?
Yeah.
Because she only got married twice, right?
She only slept with 3 dudes. 2 of them were her husband. She's a hoe?
He's saying anybody outside.
I said what I said.
wedlock.
No, wait,
Am I missing something?
Nah, this is crazy.
Why I don't understand what he's saying.
Did I misspeak or something?
I'm making sure that I'm hearing you right. So if she only has 1 man, if she only slept with 1 man out of marriage, she's a hoe?
Wait. So what's all right? So let me redirect the question since y'all so confused and y'all don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I'm getting confirmation.
Let me redirect the question. How many men do they need to sleep with before they qualify as a hoe? What's the number?
With time and number.
What's the number? Give me a number.
Because I asked you that because
it's gonna be subjective.
Because if you had three dudes, nigga, let me answer the question. Shit.
No, I don't want no context until you answer the question. Y'all asked me, I said it specifically. I was very direct. I will give you a yes or no, and then I may give the context. Give me a number.
I say no more than a
That's not how it
hand.
works. You're not gonna back me into your corner.
I think if you slept with more than a hand,
No.
that might get you in there.
Because if you slept with 2 niggas in 30 minutes, nigga, you a fucking hoe.
Huh?
If you slept with 2 niggas in 30 minutes, you are a whore.
Why would you be sleeping with 2 dudes in 30 minutes?
That's why
He's saying it could still be 2.
Huh?
Your total could still be 2, but if you did them in the same 30 minutes, then
You a
that's
fucking
different
hoe.
behavior than one.
But he's
every
asking for the
I
time.
see what he's
That's
talking
why
about. You
I
did say
said-
he said time and proximity.
That's why I said anything outside of wedlock is what it is.
That's harsh.
So
Why is it?
one single
okay with
man that you slept with your whole life outside of will like you a
This
hoe.
is this. Listen. We're remixing the rules because we want it to fit our narrative. If you sleep
He
with
like, I can't help it.
this
word hoe is subjective.
No. It's not
objective.
subjective. It is
Yes,
never
it
subjective.
is.
It's not. And in
That's
every
why
other,
you got 6
in
niggas
every
that can't, or 8
application,
niggas that can't agree on what the fuck it mean.
in every application of life, it is what it is. If you had sex,
Let me see what
if you had sex, you're no longer a virgin. If you go kill somebody, you are a murderer. Like, you don't get to remove if you slept with something that you wasn't supposed to sleep with that was underage. You're always going to be in a sex offender registry as a pedo. Like, definitive things are what they are. We want to remix it to make us feel comfortable with our decisions or the people that we deal with on a regular basis. Just call a spade a spade. It don't mean that you can't get remarried. No. We don't mean that you can't get remarried. It don't mean that we can't be atone for our sins. It doesn't mean that we're perfect.
Your definition of a hoe is
what I'm saying is, it is what it is. And just because we try to make it fit our narrative, don't change the definition of exactly what it is.
So I would agree. I would agree with him. I would agree with him for the most part. That's all I was saying. Like, if you gonna say that, bro, like, you not of the world. You can't even have the same. You can't even hold the same standard that the world will have because you call yourself a Christian. You can't look at that person the same no more because Jesus don't. That's all I was saying. You can't have the same stand on that person.
What I'm saying is, it doesn't mean it's not even applicable to me. I'm not disillusioned enough to not label it exactly what it is, even if it applies to you, me, her, my mama, my daddy, my sister. It don't matter who it is. It is what it is. And I'm not going to change it to make me feel better about whatever it is that I do in my life. Why are we trying to remix it to be something that it's not because we want to make ourselves feel better?
Well, no, I just don't like. Not it's the way that you were going about it. Because if I was talking to a person that was of the world, I wouldn't even be addressing you in this context. But since I'm talking to a person in the body, you can't look at people. You can't consider a woman that had a past of being a hoe to forever be a hoe. Like, she cannot be redeemed. You literally can't, because it goes against what you've been taught.
It doesn't go against it.
Yes, it literally does. And Anton, if God say her sins are washed clean and I made her new, she's precious to me. Who the heck are you as a child of God to then say you are a hoe?
All right, so
you
cool.
will forever be a hoe.
Let's assume that that's
all
true.
you ever be.
It is true. No. Okay, cool. So she slept with a bunch of men. Her sins is washed clean. Is she a virgin again?
That's not the same as
that's not what I'm
Answer
saying.
the question. Is she a virgin again?
No.
Why not?
Because she had sex before.
Oh,
goodness gracious!
Okay,
That don't mean
so
she's a
if you have
whore.
sex out of wedlock,
That doesn't mean she's a whore, Anton. That she's not living in whoredom.
No, I didn't say whore. I said a hoe. It's
A hoe.
All right,
She's
wait,
not
wait.
living in whoredom.
Wait. Let me ask Anton this question.
Like, bro.
Wait, Anton, are you saying, like, Anton, do you have to be promiscuous to be a hoe?
This is the only place. I'm gonna answer your question, Sonny. This is the only place, bro. You can't even go and be a recovering alcoholic without acknowledging that you're still an alcoholic. They don't say no. This is a fact. When you go to Alcoholics Anonymous,
yeah, you gotta admit.
It don't matter if you hadn't had
say.
a drink in 20 fucking years.
Mm.
You stand up and say, "Hi, my name is Slimmy, and I'm an alcoholic."
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I had to go to AA
don't get
class.
to change the rules.
I had to go to AA meetings.
In order for you to maintain your sobriety, you understand that you are always, because you've been tainted. You have taken a sip of alcohol and it has completely consumed you, and you cannot control it anymore. In order for you to maintain your sobriety and to deal with your demons, you still have to consistently. This is why, even in the Word of God, you have to consistently go and ask for forgiveness. It doesn't mean that just because your sins is washed. Listen, when your sins get washed away, you don't lose the desire. You don't lose what it is that you've been through. You can't unsee what it is that you've been through. Now,
don't they call it recovering?
You can absolutely
lose the desire.
You can change your life,
Yes.
but does it mean that you can't fall back into the thing that you've already become addicted to?
But
no, and that's why you got to acknowledge who you are, what you're a part of, in order for you to maintain your consistency.
One singular time and move on from it. You don't have to
No, but I noticed those people at the AA meetings. They it could be 20 years. They'll be like 20 years sober.
It's a
I'm still an alcoholic.
Are they still an alcoholic?
No, they wouldn't say that.
Are they
would say
still an
recover.
alcoholic?
They would say
No,
recover.
but they're acknowledging that's what they were, and they're
they're
abstaining from.
They
it.
would say
I'm asking
recover.
y'all motherfucking pastor.
I'm a sinner.
Anton, you're not a preacher or a spiritual leader. Bitch, I didn't ask to be your pastor. I'm telling you what the truth is.
Oh, shit.
I'm not over no congregation. You don't see me with a cross on a necklace with a cross and a bishop thing. I don't give a fuck about being your preacher. Or
Well,
your
maybe
pastor.
that's why
I'm telling you what the truth
To be judged about everything that we've done in our past, in the future, this world would be fucked up.
Why you sound like that?
You was addressing a comment.
Do you know that the word says that we're going to have to be accountable?
Your mic went out.
The word says, and Shannon, you can say this. The word says that we're going to have to be accountable for every single thing that we do on this earth, which means that we're going to be judged on our past. That's what it says.
Not in the same, not in the, and if you read that verse, right, there's two books that get pulled out. You're not judged in the same way as a believer.
Yes,
you're
you
not
are.
judged. No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
If you go,
Yes, you
Anton,
are.
you are not going a Christian.
Because it says that it doesn't matter if you're a believer or not. It says that every man shall know. Every man will have the opportunity to know God, whether you reject it or not. Now, it does give you a little bit of grace because it says it's better for a man to sin and not know than to know and still sin. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be judged. He doesn't remove.
I didn't say that.
It's just like the law
say that.
You may not know that you're killing somebody premeditated, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be held accountable for it.
And I did not say that you're not going to be judged. I said that Christians and non-believers will not be judged in the same way. He's going to pull out two different books that's literally on the great white throne judgment.
Okay.
Good. Like if you read it, he's going to pull out. There's going to be two different books.
Okay.
Book of life, book of death. You're still going to be judged though.
I don't want to get away from the fact that people are still hoes. And usually, because if we start diving into the Bible, we never gonna come back.
I got you. Right? I don't believe. I believe when you make an active decision to stop, or a man, active decision to stop fornicating, active decision, and you're living in that, you are no longer a HOE. That's all I'm saying. Because you said
may
she
not be a HOE, but you may be a HEAUX. How about that?
Spicy hoe.
You got it, brother. You got it.
A hoe from Louisiana in this business.
And it's nothing wrong. Listen.
Gotcha.
I don't believe that there's anything wrong with being a hoe.
Huh?
What? A lot of, like, for example, you can remix it, right? You can say, I'm a hoe for my husband, right? You can make it feel good for yourself or whatever.
Well, according to your definition, if it's your husband, they're not a hoe.
Well, why do y'all care so much about what I think?
Now you gotta be trolling, man.
Why do you care so much about what I think?
God damn it.
What do you care so much about what I think for?
Read the super chat.
We've all sinned.
And come short of the glory of God. Yes, we have.
I don't believe that any woman on this panel is offended by what I'm saying, because I'm not speaking directly to them. I am just defining what I believe it is.
Well, technically you are.
Look at you now. You won't.
No, he's not.
Well, nigga, you not you, nigga. You only slept with one nigga.
They not tripping. They're not tripping. They're not tripping. They don't care nothing about that.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Somebody said Mika heard. They don't know.
That's a blessing.
And see, that's for the suckers. Y'all the ones that get
they don't know.
all bent out of shape and feeling like they easily offended, and that's why they don't want to be around y'all.
Into the seas of forgetfulness, I placed all of.
Somebody said so you can turn a hoe into a housewife. Men turn hoes into housewives all the time.
Every day. Every fucking day.
Carrie is the one that proved that for us today. Carrie proved it for us. She said that she knew some people who was into the dirt merch.
Fucking dumb.
She didn't say they were hoes, though.
She said they were dirty.
She said that they have ring around the collar.
Carrie from New Jersey. I know that merch anywhere.
That's such a dumb word.
Dirt merch.
Mika is rooting for everybody. Black syndrome. I get what you're saying. Julius Jermaine says, so y'all don't remember that Elmo joke now. Salute to 80s baby. Hardaway. Michael Mitchell says, damn, AD, why you got to refer to her as both of my names? By the way, I have two first names. Y'all talking about, she was talking about Michelle. They call him Michael. Don't do that, y'all. Y'all being mean. Aaron Smitty says, tricking while living with your parents should be a criminal offense. Facts.
Why?
Tricking while living with your parents?
Nigga, that's some black people shit. You fucking kick your kid out at 18. Like, that's so dumb.
He was not 18.
But you're not supposed to be tricking.
Why not?
Because you're supposed to be saving. That's the point of being in the house.
Right. Talk to him.
So now go ahead and spend that bag. Go ahead and spend that bag on these women. Go ahead, throw the money out. Throw your whole savings away.
Happy birthday, Shorty. Kim and I, the Gemini, you look so damn fine. I bet you sweat chocolate milk.
milk curdles. It's just chocolate.
Oh, that one, Mr. Ross.
Aquarius be having that Love Jones for the Geminis. Yeah. Live from the Motherland says, I get what he's saying, though. That same concept Stephen A was talking about when he said sevens are easier to deal with than the dimes.
Facts.
Ellis says, stop stressing, Carrie. You are right. Chris Cunningham says Mika would fleece him with his description. Shout out to Live from the Motherland. I appreciate you. Says happy G-Day, Slimmy. Top 2 of the best takes on these panels, tied with Carrie.
Hey.
JY says Molly be harsh. She like broke boys don't deserve no cat. She like broke boys don't deserve no cat. Molly,
Yeah,
do you think that
she believes that 100%?
Do you believe that broke guys deserve cat, Molly?
Nope.
No, their priorities are messed up.
Stay ass inside.
So Molly, only guys that's working hard and getting money to deserve cat.
Absolutely. And even sometimes they don't, but yeah. More than the brokies, yes.
Maury says he said my type is now women who like me as much as I like them, whatever that means.
I know what that mean, nigga.
Showcase Classics in the building says happy birthday, Slimmy. Enjoy your birthday in Aries season. My Taurus season is on the way. Word Custom says Saquon Barkley just got the bag, and he with the chick he dated since college, and they not even married, so he loyal. Maury says I can change him. This is simple, says DJ. He realized that he is not getting a return on his investment. Carrie, you're a critical thinker. Your time is limited on this panel. Ismail says, Anton has a point. Men control relationships. Women control sex. You're as faithful as your options. When I got a new job, I leveled up to a new woman. See that? See, Carrie? Word Custom says, out the gate, you meet folks representative like in a job interview. At your best when you apply, but don't say you're going to show up 20 minutes late with Starbucks. Crypto 340 says, be careful who you seek advice from. Most people will give you advice that validates their own life choices. Carrie, stop bringing your Christian values to a worldly situation. Bad bees are nobody to be chasing. Mioli says, Carrie is spot on about the dude. Shout out to William Collins. I appreciate you. Maury says you didn't finesse anything. She already wanted the deals, Nick. That's what he said. You just had to not mess it up. William Collins says you all made points. More than one point can be true. Myron Scott says, Carrie, you are talking from a sincere heart. These conversations aren't about flat out lust and pride situations. DJ Ace Production says, like Nas says, I got no game. It's just some women understand my story. All right. Myron Scott says Mary J got tricked and Lisa Ray. Roderick Bryant says Anton is speaking straight facts. Aaron L says you can tell without her saying a word most times. Chris Cunningham says Shannon the type to wife sexy red. Maury says, so now we're throwing out pattern recognition and identifiable characteristics. I can assume anything based on past experience that were proven right. Mr. Joe says John Moran is tatted up, throws gang signs and gun signs, and he is not a gangster.
Bullshit.
Kane Sports says that's how anyone who was presenting their argument asked questions, fire the subject. Carrie, that wasn't some profound point now, okay? Ape Gantz says, been watching for a while, or APE Gantz, been watching for a while. The man with the best survival instincts usually can tell what woman is a 304. We can even tell the degrees of a 304. And there are layers. Game-wise DJ say, if you judge that woman for her past, she will either hide her true naughty skills from you, or she will be picky with exploring her explicit self through you. Game-wise. Chris Cunningham says, bring the wolves around, shawty. You'll see. Rav Unique says, some humans are very naive, Anton, and won't use discernment because of laziness, but I can tell a 304 or a hoe most of the time when I see one. Anton prejudges, but Shannon gives the benefit of the doubt, says Tyrant. Tyrant. 8 Gant says, a sucker is born daily and will believe what sounds nice. Shannon don't have 304 friends. Once you have them as friends, you literally hear and see shit, dog. Javon says 15 bodies by 25 is most women.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
I think
There's
it's more
no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
I think it's more than that. Mr.
More?
Douglas says Shannon sounds like a feminist in my Q Diddy voice. Nah, nigga. Game Wise DJ says some women love extracting all of the flirt talk and naughty talk from you, but still able to make conscious decision to reject the physical act with you, especially during the moment. Hashtag foreverism. the KLA, the Wanderer says if Anton was a supervillain from the comic book, he'd be Lex Luthor. Joshua says, is it a bird, a plane? No, it's Panda Man. DJ says, Slimmy, what if the girl is a promoter though?
Yeah, that's true.
No, we ain't talking about no promoter. We talking about somebody that showed up.
Oh, I believe that in order to do certain jobs, you absolutely got to sleep around and get around 100%. Lamont Smith says Shannon is an industry plant. Shannon, do you
what?
I laugh at stuff like that.
And make sure y'all go and check out Conscious Shannon's channel too if y'all want to check him out. He cool dude. Game Wise DJ says 99% of women have a secret deck that they pull out and use to attack weak male's mind and psyche. Hashtag don't underestimate the game. Jimmy Hoop says Malcolm X was right. The white devil is real. Joshua says we all seen women fight to keep men that don't want them, but find excuses to leave men that they should stay with. So how do they get finessed out of sex? Word Custom says like when Wendy Raquel went after Bobby Brown and two can play that game, he was a busted teeth mechanic and she built him up, but he worshipped her. MP says, man, what the fuck is Carrie talking about? Joshua says, Carrie, you not slow at all. Just know if Billy had 3 apples and Timmy had 2, how many do they have together before you? You need to know, well, what
14?
kind of apples are they? Honey Crisp?
I love Honey Crisp apples, by the way.
I took a nap and woke up and Carrie is calling dudes dirt merts. What a character shot. It's like finding out Santa wasn't real all over again.
Can you please take that out? Edit that out.
Set apart soldiers.
No.
He should look at certain promiscuous women on a case-by-case basis. Certain women who entertains every man sometimes use them as a lick. Dirk Merck J says, Carrie, we accept your apology, but it's true. We're definitely dirty and dusty until we got that sympathy, that sympathy coochie. LA Miles says, man, I thought we went through this already. Hands-on experience happily offering everybody sex. That is a ho. Fame Jackson says Carrie's friend is what a lot of men get in society. A lot of men are the husbands women wouldn't have chosen if the player had been faithful. That is a great point. I like that, Fahim. 8 Gant says a hoe is always one. If you take one, she's yo ho. All right. Them edibles tore her ass up, says MP. Joshua says, wait a minute. So ninjas believe that a man can tweedle another man booty hole and he's reformed because he says so. What the F? God not washing that away. Gur says, what was the frequency? Did she sleep with one man every 10 years or 3 in 1 year and decided to be celibate?
Facts.
MP says Anton got to be trolling. Aaron L says, my goal in life, just to let y'all know, is to get to a point to where you can't tell the difference between when I'm trolling and when I'm just being real. Aaron L says, I assume every chick has at least 10.
Damn, man.
Game Wise DJ says, y'all arguing about women's body counts or women's counts. Meanwhile, you got a woman out here who don't even count bad entanglements as a count. That's a fact. Wrath Unique says, if a straight man is tricked by a trans woman in a sexual activity, does that make him gay if he genuinely didn't know? How y'all get tricked by
you can't get tricked. You gonna see.
Nigga, you gotta look at the trapezius, nigga, be sticking out and shit, nigga.
Ain't no trick. You went down there willingly, motherfucker.
Maybe he's talking about some lady boys.
That happened. Some person didn't find out that his chick was a dude until they got married and he killed her.
Stop it, bro.
It did. It happened.
The lady boys. They
didn't want to mess around until after the marriage, and then they got married, and then he found out that it was a whole nigga that he married, and he killed her.
That's crazy. How do you not know?
Did he get off?
No, probably not. A.R. Smitty says, so you could turn a hoe into a housewife? I don't know, says grown men should not be believing in astrology. And that's what we got.
And Miss Maryland is transgender.
Oh yeah, I know about that, but I can see that.
No, you cannot. That
Yes, you can.
Well,
Like,
the Asian lady. No, the Asian
men have
lady.
traps
No,
that come up their fucking neck.
The Asian lady does not look that. You're a lie.
Are you telling me Miss Maryland? You can't tell?
Somebody that's supposed to be your
He
spouse,
probably
though,
got a
that's no
pretty face, but the
excuse.
rest of that nigga look like a nigga.
No, she
How
don't
do you
look.
not know your spouse
That
is not a?
transgender woman does not look like.
Man, you can't go out
Y'all
with
don't
somebody
get
multiple
tests. Y'all don't
times
get
and not
blood
know.
tests. Y'all don't do any type of STD test. Y'all don't go to the.
Well,
Me
if you
neither.
stand
That was
side by side,
No, you're right. You might be
before
right.
you marry somebody. It's certain things that you would do before you just go up and marry them.
Like what? How
You
would you
gotta
know if
see. You're just gonna marry somebody. You don't know what's going on in their blood. Do they have HIV?
what does that have to do with their gender? You're not
Because you
not
would know their
testing
because you're gonna
gender.
find out their gender in the
You're
blood
gonna
type.
know their gender during a doctor screening. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? That's not even a thing.
How are you gonna marry somebody?
Nigga at the church.
No, show Miss
I'm not
Maryland.
arguing about this.
No,
Here's
show her
Miss
as a
Maryland.
woman.
That's Miss Maryland as a boy.
Show the competition.
This is Miss Maryland as a boy right here.
Nick, look at his traps. It comes up his fucking neck.
And this is Miss Maryland as a girl.
Nigga, move that hair, nigga. Them fucking traps behind that shit.
Okay, right that picture right there. You would not know that was a man.
Nigga,
Stop.
what is that?
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that.
No, that contour and that nose look totally different.
But that's a picture.
But women do
That's
that, though.
different.
No, that's
from
what
being
she
your
looked
wife,
like.
though.
That's what that trans woman
nigga,
looked
there was
like.
a bathing suit
If you
competition,
play,
nigga, and all his nigga parts was out.
if you play,
If you got one up here, I'll show it to you.
if you play her as the winning it, whatever, you would not know that was a man. Stop.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, the lady boys be
You
killing
said
it.
what, Q Diddy?
That's a nigga, a whole ass nigga.
How do you know?
The fucking trapezoids. Look at the neck, like the muscles come up from his fucking neck.
You're lying,
Yeah,
because
no,
there's
no,
so
no,
many
no,
women
no,
that
no,
look
no,
like
no, no. That
chocolate.
neck is muscular.
Y'all
as fuck.
can't. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Stop.
When y'all meet a chick, because this is her husband right here.
Nigga, if I see this shit on
Wait, he's gay?
Yeah, that's the husband.
Whoa, wait. This is public shit?
Yeah, this is public.
We about to start. Okay, so Anton, we
The
about to start
beauty-
doing. Is it a man or not? Because I bet you put a bunch of them up there.
Yeah,
people
I
be
agree
like,
with
oh,
you.
it's
There
a
are.
woman.
nigga,
It's
you gotta
getting
show
more
a whole
enhanced
bunch of
nowadays.
something. You can't just
If
show
I
a
had
pretty
never
face
told you,
and
if
say,
I
"Is
had
this
never
a
told you that,
man?"
and I said put Miss Maryland up there, y'all wouldn't have said that was a man.
Yeah, that's.
But that's different from somebody being your wife, though. That's just a
scary
picture.
right there.
You're
That
about to
whole
marry this person.
That's
You
why I
don't know
use
it's a
that
man.
one.
Yeah,
That's why I use that one. That
You're
is
right,
scary.
Molly.
Wait a minute.
That's why
At
you
a
have to let.
glance,
That's why you
I
have to
agree with
let
you. But hanging out with somebody every day, no,
be
nigga.
recovered.
Wait
I
a
think that if you're
minute.
hanging out with him every day, you should be able to tell us.
Tell something.
But
No,
just on
y'all.
the surface,
Just a
just on
fucking
the
random
surface,
picture on the
it's
screen.
getting
That's a little different.
it's getting a little enhanced now to where I don't think you can just right away tell on the surface all the time.
And some of
No,
them
y'all
bodybuilding
glazed over.
women,
That
what you
man
talking
is
about?
married
Some
to
of them
that
bodybuilding women look
man.
like this with them shoulders.
I mean, you late, bro. That's been the thing.
I don't fuck with bodybuilder bitches either, nigga. So no, no, I ain't
When
going.
women stop getting plastic surgeries, you probably be able to tell a difference again, because now men and women are buying body parts.
That's true.
Women
Yeah,
just kind of need
that's
to
what
go
she
back to
got.
being natural, because these men is copycatting.
See, so
Buying
while
boobs.
men are ignoring recovered hoes, you being finessed by men, women. So why don't you just
You
accept
know
the
what,
fact that
Carrie? You
God
got
can
a point.
deliver you from it? Go ahead and
Gary
get
don't
you
even know
a
the
delivered hoe who is a
Gary is calling
woman.
a men.
Have a
Get you a
nice house,
delivered
right?
hoe?
And you'll be
Gary
good
is
to
calling
go.
a men
Crazy.
women. She
Get
not
you
even
a hoe and
not
make
even
her
using the
announce
same
nice
No, but
housewife,
Carrie
huh?
got a point, because there's some men that say, I want to know that a woman got at least one kid. That
Yeah,
way
I was
I
about to
know.
That's
say
a
that.
woman.
Get y'all a
Hey,
baby mama.
Slimmy, if I had got you a lady boy for your birthday, would we still be friends?
Fuck no.
Now, Slimmy, if somebody else would have said that
But
to you, you
Slimmy,
would
what
have
if
went
I
off
didn't
on
know?
them. No, you. If somebody else would have said that to you, you would have went off.
What do you mean I would have went off?
Slimmy, you go off on me when I say, Slimmy, what you mean? He He just asked if he brought you a lady man for your birthday. You was like, man, no. You would have been like, no.
I didn't say, man, no. I said, fuck no.
He said,
I said, fuck no.
I'm just saying you didn't look mad at him.
I would never talk to you like that.
No, not me. I'm just saying if another guy, like if Quentin were to have said that, you wouldn't have been like, man, F no. You'd have been like, Quentin,
No, I would have said, fuck
you?
no. What am I getting riled up for on a day like today?
Yeah, why would you get
Why would I get riled up for this?
I'm not yelling at Quentin on my birthday.
What you sipping on, Slimmy?
And
nothing.
Okay.
And
you know what, Slimmy? And guess what?
And
you also could be turning a new leaf and growing.
No,
and
why would he get riled up
changing.
on a day like today?
But I'm just
And I
maybe
sent
the
Slimmy the bag. I sent Slimmy the bag. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but isn't that true? That's not true. Okay.
What?
Slimmy, you got the bag?
He's on his birthday?
Oh.
I'm just being funny with what y'all was saying.
Cut the string.
Slimmy, you got the bag?
Yeah, I sent Slimmy the bag for his birthday. Not to make
Slimmy,
sure I
you know
take
What
care
you
of
doing with the bag, Slimmy?
take care of my guy.
Put it in my savings.
Hoes and coke.
You don't want to spend it like my man?
Well, what are you implying? What are you implying?
He said, "Who's your man? Like your man?"
No. I know what Mika on some trash right now. Look, she on some trash right now. No, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna just leave it there. Yup, no, I ain't gonna do like your man.
Yeah, why Carrie? Why can't a guy send another guy some money for his birthday?
No, you can. I was just being funny.
Oh,
because well, I didn't say it. If I would have said it full out, somebody would have laughed.
We gotta take care of our people for the birthdays.
There's some hoes in this house.
No. Everything's all good.
Oh my God.
Anyways, final thoughts for the night.
Get yourself a reformed hoe.
Wholeness can be deleted.
You could be delivered from anything.
That's what Shannon said.
You could be delivered.
Delivered.
Go find you a gently used baby mama so you know she's not a man.
Nigga said gently used.
Getting ridiculous out here. You can't tell.
Gently used.
That's
For everybody that's offended by me calling them a hoe inside of a chat, don't worry about it. It's all just good content. I don't mean it. You're not a hoe.
Hey, I just want to say this. I want to say this because everybody had all that remorse for that white dude last week when he was talking about all his troubles. It was all this
just me and Carrie, not everybody.
Well, stop.
People,
it was
nigga.
all this empathy for this
What
white man
white dude?
last week.
What white dude?
That white dude that was talking about 936 messages. Now this black dude on here talking about all his problems. Ain't no empathy for that motherfucker.
I don't know who you talking about. Son.
Who you talking about?
The white dude.
No, what black dude you talking about?
No, what is the white dude?
The white dude from he was talking about 936. He was married twice and he was depressed.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Nobody had no sympathy for this black dude.
Nigga ain't depressed.
Well,
y'all still didn't have no sympathy. What was the empathy?
He ain't fucking.
What was the empathy?
Because he's still busting him down.
What was the empathy? I'm talking. Quentin know I'm talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Nigga ain't depressed. That nigga get down. I have some empathy for that bitch ass nigga.
That nigga, he's still busting down the chicks. He just not busting down the chicks.
That nigga just busting down fours and not eight.
See, this is why I don't like what the dude said. Somebody in the chat said, see, Mika, light skin, curly hair. See?
Yeah, he was the description.
You know,
yeah, that was out of control.
I
just
think
ignored
that he had
that
a growth moment. So.
Y'all ain't right.
That's why Mika has so much sympathy for him because she was a part of the description.
I think if he had a growth moment, he would have said, "My type is now, and it used to be." He's still saying, "I'm not going for my type."
Yeah, he said, "This is for my
that nigga gonna get a new job."
That man, me.
Look at our what is this trash culture as you call it?
Carrie and Shannon.
The black culture is trash culture. Y'all a
Carrie
trash
and
culture.
Shannon.
Don't
Y'all won't even
save
let the
him.
man
He
grow.
don't want to be
See,
saved.
Carrie
Don't
and
save
Shannon is
him.
going
won't even
through
He
let the
don't
man
want to
grow.
be
now.
saved.
Carrie and
God,
who?
you stay on his
Carrie and
side,
Shannon
okay?
is going
Thank
through
you.
problems right now, and they extended too much grace
Y'all ain't writing it.
because they read their Bibles regularly right now.
That's
I
right.
admire their
So
grace.
they've been
I sure
extended too
do.
much grace.
I stay in it.
See what I'm saying?
Thank you, sir.
The world needs more people like that.
I would not have spent all his money. Y'all wrong.
Well, let me read a few more.
Might as well. He want to throw it at
He
you anyway.
offered it. You gonna
Miss
say no?
Marilyn, the type Andrew Tate like. Set apart soldier says, Q Diddy, have you ever peeped Michelle Obama's traps? Q Diddy?
She doesn't have them. Keep it pushing.
Man, y'all still think that woman a man?
No.
No, that's Slimmy and Mika. Slimmy and Mika.
I don't want to be like Mike.
Happy
Be
birthday
like
again,
Mike.
Slimmy.
Like Mike. What'd you say? What'd you say,
Say happy
Molly?
birthday again.
Thank you, Molly. Appreciate
Hope you
you.
have
Well,
a good
again,
weekend.
make sure that y'all go and check out Shannon and Mika's pages, and I'm trying to get everybody else to get their stuff together so that we can promote them too. Appreciate you, Shannon, for coming through. Love my girl Kim. You always invited whenever you want to come through. And we had a full panel tonight. Is anybody gonna be missing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of town with my boo.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm gonna be here.
I'm sure Carrie gonna send a late text. You know what?
See, I knew it, but I didn't want to put her out like that. See, like Carrie, I had you because I knew it was coming. You was gonna say, you know,
So I'm
I
gonna
gotta
just
go, guys.
assume that I'm gonna leave Carrie as a variable on the cover photo for tomorrow, and
Half a face.
and everybody, yeah, I'm gonna put half a face of Carrie on the cover photo tomorrow just in case. And then we gonna
It was
put
good seeing you, Kim. It was good seeing you, Shannon.
You too.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting y'all.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
See, I told you it was gonna have a fun, Shannon.
And it's Kim and I. Kim and I. I'm gonna remember that now.
Gemini, the
Kim and I.
Gemini.
Yeah, it was fun, bro. It was fun.
All
You're
right,
doing a
so
great job, Shannon.
we out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.